course, 00Prospects, who've defeated both of their opponents in our winners' semis. It's been a single elimination bracket. There have been no second chances. And the winner here is going to be going over to Asex Masters. Tenshi, Kremer, who are you feeling as we go into our final here?
Oh man, it's hard.
It's a hard
but
question.
I am going to say that I'm kind of leaning into NLG more so than I am 00Prospects, just because looking overall across the best of three for both of these teams, I feel as if No Limit Gaming had a slightly stronger set routine. It just seemed as if they had a little bit more of just a more well-practiced kind of fallback line when things got a little bit hairy, whereas for 00Prospects, they were just kind of like, okay, let's just try to sort of run and gun. It was quite random at times, whereas for NLG, I felt as if it was just a little bit more controlled from their side.
On the opposite side, however, we have seen that over on the side of 00Prospects, they were the victims of the quickest map defeat we have seen today in a 16-5 on Inferno against SS. And honestly, I do wonder if we're going to see a pick into Inferno to try and take advantage of the perceived weakness that was there.
Honestly, the problem with Sissy State Punks is they have a veto pattern. I believe their instant veto is Dust 2. They take it out, which means Vertigo becomes an option for NLG as their first pick, and then you have Inferno in the pool as well. Two maps which you know you're going to dominate Sissy State Punks on. So for NLG, I think they have a bit of a bigger map pool going into this series, which is going to give them a bit of an advantage. And bear in mind, SSP are going to have to allow Overpass to go through to a potential third if they then use their second ban on Inferno.
0Prospect.
Oh, 0Prospects, sorry. I do apologise.
No,
I'm saying we've been doing too many games today. That being two. But, but you're right. I mean, NLG, I just think they have a broader map pool. Regardless of what team it was, they have a broader map pool.
Tenshi, you've had a lot of experience casting these competitive games, and what do you think in terms of the breaks is going to be better for these teams? We've had NLG, who have had about a 2 or 3 hour break here. That's a lot of time to lose energy and potentially cool on down, versus a team that have only just come out of the best of 3 that was an absolute slobber knocker.
I think that if we were looking at a series that was much cleaner in terms of how it ended there for 0Prospects, then I would say, like, yeah, you have a distinct advantage, because then, you know, you're feeling comfortable, you're warmed up, you're ready to go. For them, it's just another, okay, let's just jump in. It's effectively like a blind extension of that same series. But on the other hand, now it was an absolute slugfest. Back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, right, in terms of the exchanges around. And you're like, oh, this is a great opportunity. He's going to get a 2-piece, and he just dies outright. So it was very hard to see a consistent pattern, generally speaking. So I think that for this one, an extended break would probably do them quite well, give them, 5-10 minutes, maybe even a little bit more. Whereas on the other hand, you look at NLG, they've had the opportunity to watch the game play out, right? They've watched that veto process. They have a lot more data to go off of the back of, I believe.
And we would expect that there's been a good amount of scrimming on Inferno as well, just because it's one of the map du jour of our current competitive years. Over on CS, a lot of teams love to play Inferno. When you've seen them lose it so thoroughly to SSP, there's a chance that that can try to be exploited. Tenshi did get to have a chat to some of our players, so we are going to have some interviews to show you very shortly. But before that, I'm just wondering, who's the player to watch on NLG for you, Kremer?
Oh, Red. Definitely Red. I think that he was a little bit shaky in his opening 2 games against Heaven and Hell. That's why they came so close. Overpass, he wakes up, they just dominate past that point. He really was just the player to watch out for. However, let's get into our interviews, Lucas. I believe these are your coup de grace.
They absolutely are.
Your magnum opus of interviews.
My miniature magnum opus, because I have many.
Oh, okay.
No pressure.
Plenty of magnum opie.
Opie, yeah. That's the plural.
Let's have a quick look at what our players had to say for themselves before the Asex Vienna Open.
Hello, welcome back. We're here with another player interview, and this time I have a very beautiful man in front of me. It's Christoph Red Hinrichs. And I started this interview with the same question to everyone, so I have to ask you, how are you doing tonight?
Feeling a bit exhausted. We just finished practice. But besides that, I'm feeling very good. So yeah, ready for the interview.
That's good. On one hand, I would have actually preferred it if you said that you weren't ready, because I was instructed earlier that the other interviews that I conducted, they were a little bit like too stiff. So I'm trying to figure out like how I can make it less that. But I don't really know, man.
Yeah, all good.
Let's just move forward anyway. So obviously we have this tournament that you're going to be playing in this weekend, ASEX Vienna Open of 2022, one of many. That is going to be rolling all the way through this year. It's going to be fucking awesome. But first and foremost, like, who is Red? What is your role within the team?
Well, in this team, I'm the AWPer. Like before, I was always used to do the in-game leading and AWPing. And since this season, and with this new roster, I decided to definitely give up on the in-game leading to just focus on the AWPing, to improve there. And yeah, that's my job right now, to AWP, hit my shots, and do good for my team in that case.
So on that note, because in-game leading and using doing the AWP role, it's kind of a fairly common thing that you've seen throughout the history of CS. What was it that pushed you in that direction? Like, why did you want to say, like, hey, I want to take a step back from it? What was it that made that kind of happen?
I think for me personally, the AWPing and the in-game leading roles are for me the most heavy roles in the game.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's super, super hard to like be good at both at the same time for your team and also for yourself. And you can see in the world, like on the top teams, you see maybe 2 or 3 AWPers that can like, match up with these big roles the whole time. Like you see a guy like Cadian maybe being able to do this, but also he's here and there struggling individually. So I decided that I feel more comfortable like doing my AWPing than doing the calling meanwhile. So I decided to just fully focus on my AWPing to improve there and to give someone else the in-game leading.
Okay, well, I love the fact that you're just giving such full answers. I barely have to lead you in any direction. Moving forward a little bit though, I'm curious, right? Because you come across as like a very chill dude. What is your social role in the team? Because obviously, the social structure is very, very important. Tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, I think it's very important to, like, I'm not really a calm guy, but I think, like, it's very important for the team to have some people that, like, can hype up the team and can also, like, make sure to make them a bit relaxed in some heat moments. So I think I'm in that way very good for my team and useful that I can also, on the one hand, hype them, and on the other hand, make sure to, stay calm with them. And even if we sometimes heat up, like between ourselves or the game heats up, then I really like to bring some input to just make sure that we chill a bit. I think that's something that I was always like, I always put a lot of worth on this when I was calling back in the days. And this is definitely something that I've like grown through my in-game leading role. So yeah,
that's perfect. This is a perfect because my follow-up question was gonna be like, hey, yeah, that ties into your role as an in-game leader, right? Like,
yeah,
it has
definitely,
to.
definitely.
And you just smashed it, man. That makes me so happy. But then, playing in these kinds of tournaments, right? Everyone's working forward towards that big break point. When you started playing games online that were being broadcast, if you have any LAN experience, do you feel as if that's something that affects you positively, negatively? Like, what's your kind of feeling around that?
I mean, like, for me personally, you can sometimes feel the pressure for sure, like being at your first LAN, like playing on a stage, even if it's without viewers, then it's definitely a different feeling for you. But I think pressure can also like have a super, super positive effect. And it's like, I mean, I'm doing this for a long time now, actually, even if I'm not like, if I didn't end up on the top scene yet. But I think it's just a thing of like learning how to deal with the pressure. And you get better at that over time. You have to like work on it. I'm definitely not at my highest level, like with pressure. But you have to learn with it over time and with the experiences you get. And I'm trying my best in that way.
Okay, so you guys are going to be facing off against Heaven and Hell. And
Yes.
from what I understand, you guys have a little bit of history. So, very briefly, do you have any fighting words to give them before you guys head into the game?
Honestly, like, no disrespect, but I don't really know who's playing for them right now. Like, I am not even. Let me check. Is this like Heaven and Hell is the team? Like, who's playing there? Like, I don't even know them, honestly. So yeah.
No,
like
that's
no,
perfect.
absolutely, like no disrespect to them. Like we, like for example, usually we always prepare for our enemies, but these past days we have really focused on our practice, that we get into our routines. So yeah, we
Okay.
haven't like really focused on who we face right now because we had some other problems we had to deal with, and that we wanted to fix. So yeah, honestly, I don't know what I have to expect from them. I don't know if I actually played them. So yeah, we'll see. But for sure they can play Counter-Strike, and we have to just try our best and be like at a top performance from ourselves to win them.
Well, that's. I don't have anything else for you, man. Thank you so much for your time. Christoph,
No problem.
Red, Hinrichs from No Limit Gaming, guys. And we'll move forward with the show. Thank you.
Thank you.
Who is Red? Well, Kremmer's player to watch over on NGL. But we have more than just Red to look forward to in this 10-man match. Let's just have a quick look at our rosters for the two teams that are going to be competing here in our grand finals. We've got NLG up first, of course. We talked about Red, but PD White's had a couple of standout maps as well. They did very well over in our first game. Is there anyone, Tenchi, that you particularly want to call out here?
Well, I think Marky absolutely made a very, well, he left a very big mark on that first initial Ancient game. Sorry, the second.
And Spook very quickly defected.
Oh. Oh, he did.
Imposter! Get him out!
There's an imposter among us. That's pretty sussy, if you ask me.
Oh, no, I wonder, is this accurate? I didn't hear anything about this, but maybe they were just like, hey, can we...
No,
Peter, our admin's gone, you're out, you're in.
We'll swap the
contesting
team around.
us.
Let's move over to our
Let's
next
have some
one.
fun
Here's
with this.
00 Prospects. Of course, Spook is going to be playing both sides
He's
today.
moonlighting. Do we have laws against that?
But we have ourselves another top-tier AWPer here in ADEX.
This is dual wielding. Oh my.
Dual-wielding AWPers.
Goff.
Dual wielding players just in general. Oh, moving around a little bit. But honestly, let's not take anything away from VHW.
Yes.
The level of impact that he had, especially on the Mirage game, in many of those incredible high-pressure rounds, cannot be understated. His role as playing the anchor on many of the defending sides on his CT side was absolutely huge.
Well, you've seen the rosters. Let's see what maps they're going to be jet-setting off to today. A ban
so
for
quick.
Inferno here is very interesting from NLG, considering how poorly 00 Prospects played that previously.
00 Prospects then got to pick Vertigo.
Huh. And our first Dust 2 of the day.
This is a... Lucas, any thoughts?
I was honestly expecting an Ancient to come in a little bit earlier for maybe the first or second map.
Yep.
Vertigo, I wonder if this is a or like a pick as a just straight up counter pick for NLG versus NLG, right? Where they're looking at it in terms of reference to the first series that they played, and they go like, all right, you guys just seem to kind of struggle in building good momentum on it. So maybe it's something there. D2, I do like that, just straight up from LNG, because if it's a map that you're comfortable to pick, it means that you've practiced it, that you have a strong routine set on it, you have good defaults to play on. So that, for me, feels like a very solid pick, actually.
It's also somewhere where Red can run around a bit and just kill people.
Absolutely. But Mirage Overpass leading into Ancient. Overall, I would say that, just straight up, I think this favors NLG. Like the depth of the pool.
You're absolutely right. Goodbye, Harry. We're heading in game. We've got NLG taking on 00 Prospects. Going to our pistol round, it's going to be Marquee, Double Flash, and Kit against the 00 Prospects investment of armor on every single player. Lucas, these men, they're here to kill.
That they are, and they're going to start with the windows.
I'm gonna ask you, Lucas. CS:GO's pretty bad at naming stuff.
It is.
Is a Glock 18 actually a Glock 18?
It is. It does exist.
They've done well then.
That does exist, but it's a very weird Glock because it's got the model of like a Glock 17 Gen 3 or Gen 4.
So I didn't get this one right. This one a fail?
It's a bit of a fail, yeah.
That's a shame.
It's a bit of a fail.
Marky mid, looking to not fail though. So what's out the first player? Spook is going to take a little bit of damage and he'll just disengage. It's actually Adex get the opening. Perks falls. Man advantage for NLG now as 00 Prospects take more damage falling than they do from bullets.
Yeah, I do love the speed of this rotation though. Like that the call is made so rapidly for them to readjust and start moving over towards this ramp. What it is going to do, look at this, right? They lose that player earlier on. Marky has to shift over. He's playing at the sandbags position over towards mid and towards connected. But now he is moving back over towards that A site. Maybe a little bit of an inkling here. Game sense ringing off, sending off those alarm bells, but no, sir. PDY, you have to be just so disciplined. Look at that, he comes around on the bed. 1 and 2, that's massive. Not a third though, not meant to be. Red. That is a travesty, and now he may lose his life for it. He's going to get chased down. Spook is so quick to jump on that ball. But Delicious, an absolute enigma in these pistol rounds. Can he do it again? It is not going to happen. No, sir. It's going to be the Prospects to pick up this first pistol.
Hell of a round from 00Prospects there, and it gives them a bit of momentum. Bear in mind, Vertigo is their map pick. They are on their home ground here, Lucas. And for NLG, as they move into their force buy here, Deagles come out. There's that scout on red here. And for 00Prospects now, AK's around the board with a MAC-10 of the HW. A lot of these teams today, they don't go for the kind of standard double SMG anti-force buy setup. With so many rifles, they're being really disciplined.
I feel as if that is just a confidence level type thing, right? Where they're so comfortable in their position that they're like, yeah, we should not have any issue with this whatsoever. Then obviously, sometimes those rounds just go horribly wrong. But for the most part, I absolutely agree with this. Oh, what a shot! He gets absolutely destroyed. Now, VHW is kind of low on HP. He did take a round to the face. Not to be underestimated. And the scout from Red does actually find a smirk. Low HP there on 2 players all of a sudden. PDY could have done a lot of damage, but it is going to be up to Red now as the last man left. He's got this AK. You just want to save that, right? Just don't challenge anything.
Now, Lucas, I've been told this is something that CS got wrong. I've been told that this is an AKM, not an AK-47.
That is an AKM.
Oh, it is an AKM,
Yeah.
so it just
Okay, so this is actually a perfect moment to talk about this. If you look at the AKM, not only is it no longer a milled receiver, it's stamped. How can you tell? Look at the ribs on that dust cover. You can see that there's a reinforcing rib as well on the other side. Well, it's actually along the left side as well. Then you've got the rail and those extra, what are they called? The retention pins that you can see just above the trigger guard. There's 2 of them just below that rail. It's all indicative of that it's an AKM. You can even kind of see the half moon cutout of that flash hider. There are just so many things here that it's literally an AKM. But
so who do you think fucked up at Volvo?
Just everyone did.
Was it the guy who named it?
Just
who named
everyone.
it wrong?
No,
or was it the modeling guy who
no,
heard the name and then modeled it as an AKM?
The modeling guy did a great job.
To make an AKM.
He did. To make an AKM. Like if he said had to do make an AKM, he did a fantastic job.
Right.
But
are we going to call it an AKM for the rest of the
I always say an AKM now. And was like, potentially it's an AK-47, it says in the game. It's like, yeah, well you're not going to call a Ferrari a Porsche, are you, just because it says so in the game, are you?
I don't think you'd ever find a game that calls a Ferrari a Porsche.
See?
There you go. In fact, you're right. Proving the point that this was a dumb mistake. Volvo, please fix. As we're going to see Red boosted up with this AKM. I'm looking for maybe an opening as someone pushes up from ramp.
Thanks, man.
Bomb gets planted. NLG on a bit of a hunt.
Anything that they can get at this point is obviously going to be good. You just want to try to dent as much as you can of your opponent. Adix gets a single kill. That's $600, but it's not worth it in terms of that trade-back investment for the money lost. Body armor, all of the other fun stuff.
I guess it means you can buy an AK next round with a clear conscience.
Yeah, you can, but obviously it's a little bit of a, like, oh, damn it.
Yeah, that's very true.
It's a frustrating thing to kind of face down. But nonetheless, I mean, you're happy as 00Prospects, right? You've got the first 3 rounds secure.
All with bomb plants as well.
Yeah, exactly. So you get that extra cash injection, an extra $800 to play with. Just a very comfortable initial setup here from these boys. 3 first rounds secured. I'm super happy now. And then you know for a fact that if you win this 4th follow-up, you break the economy and force them into a full eco.
Something to highlight, actually, is NLG aren't really killing Oop at the moment, are they? Oop have got 4 deaths in 3 rounds, so their economy is really quite healthy. ADEX brings out what I believe, Lucas, correct me if I'm wrong, is an AWM on ADEX. And the reason I say that is because on the wiki it says that it fires 338 Lapua Magnum.
It is the AWM model.
So they got that wrong as well.
The AWP has a green black stock.
Right. Is color really the only difference?
That's part of it, but then the AWP also has a shorter barrel.
Right.
Moving on forward. This is actually a really good pickup there. Trading that out because they haven't committed far enough with the bomb yet where they have to commit, but it seems as if they are going to keep stepping on forward. Adex sets another shutdown there over towards Perks. Man advantage now for the boys in 00Prospects, and it may keep climbing because Lax has got a great flanking position. Now, if he can put that utility down, there's the smoke coming on out, that's going to isolate them. Okalicious in the backstab though, but Red, he's quick on the draw and he shuts it back down. Man advantage now for the CT side and the Germans.
Okalicious was the guy to watch out for in our opening game against Heaven and Hell. Currently yet to kill, but on a flank and the only player with a lot of HP to work with.
That's a big first kill on the scoreboard for him. Black's doing a good job in actually lining him up. He spotted the other one. The flashbang comes out, but Okalicious! Okalicious! What?
What a wallbang!
He wallbanged him. That's insane. The angling of that.
Look at the timing as well. He cut that very close, actually. There was about, what, 3 seconds to spare? If Okalicious just doesn't die, or if he just doesn't get that kill, all of a sudden that becomes a very, very close round.
That round just ends, man.
Yeah, NLG, they put themselves on the board after, well, a solid kill from Okalicious there. 00 Nation, they move into their next investment, that being a couple of AKs and no AWP in sight for ADEX. Maybe lost confidence.
Absolutely fantastic showing. I love seeing that level of confidence just brought back so quickly in after your 0-3. I mean, it's a sign of a very stable sort of foundation for the team, and it very much so pleases me. Once again, we are going to see 00Prospects kind of try and contend for this initial ramp control, force out a little bit of that baseline utility. I mean, it's just very cookie cutter at this point, Peter.
Yeah, it is.
Crema.
Yeah, it's weird hearing Peter.
I know.
It really is.
I know.
As VHW gets an opening man advantage for Oop, as NLG, they try to back off for the time. Picked out, bit of damage to Red there.
Ooh, that pre-fire.
Not quite enough to kill though. The AKM, a bit of a punch.
But I love that though, that he's actually so quick on that, and that he's kind of like, hey, I'm going to pre-fire this angle, and if he gets away with it, that's a free kill. Red narrowly slips away with 8 points of health, but that's enough to kind of force him back a little
also,
bit.
just a rogue nade, rogue molly. I think the first stick of a molly, I think, is 10 HP, so he can't be damaged, frankly, unless it's through actual wallbang bullets. Marky, gonna flash for control of shoulder here.
Like, they haven't really got too much in terms of concrete situation or information besides now they can secure that kill over with Lax. But I was going to say that I thought they were being very, very liberal with their expenditure of that utility. Good shots come on through. ADEX! Oh, he gets a second.
Look how low Red is as well. This flank PDY needs to go huge.
And it is, Peter. It is! It's absolutely massive. More than anything he could have ever asked for. Oh my god. And he spots him out as well behind the box, but it will be a bomb plant no matter how you twist and turn it. And he hears him rush up. In the nick of time, he jumps off of that plant. Just a game of cat and mouse, and the AK is going to win.
Heartbreaking actually to see Jimbo win that, because for PDY, that was a solid flank. He needed to kill. Red is so low on HP, he maybe can 1v1. That's it. PDY actually does what he's required there. Gets 3 kills. It's just not enough, Harry. Harry, Lucas, I'm so sorry. That's like calling your girlfriend your ex's name there, isn't it? I'm so sorry, Lucas.
It absolutely is.
00Prospects, they find themselves with a 4-1 lead. Bear in mind, this is their map pick, but this is a map which NLG really were effective on against Heaven and Hell, and they were effective because their CT side was effective. The fact that 00Prospects are winning this map on their T side is actually raising some alarm bells.
It absolutely is. I'm trying to remember if... Did SSP ban Vertigo in that previous series? I'm not entirely sure. I
think they must have.
But they're swinging back a little bit. Good for 2 kills, but I would like to see Perk save this AK and bring it into that next round. Just allow them to slip up to that 5th. I just don't think it's worth it to give this away, especially not when Okalicious is just completely broke.
Nice shot from Perks here. Really a subjective survive for him, spotting out VHW as well, and I don't think that NLG can really get hunted anymore. 00Prospects, they've got low HP on Jimbo. If VHW dies, there's actually a very real possibility to lose a round. So they back off, they allow the AK to be saved, and with that, they do sacrifice the AWP on ADEX. Or AWM, I should say. What does the M stand for in AKM?
Arctic Warfare Military. And
No, in AKM.
Oh, Automata Kalashnikova Mod... and I'll butcher the pronunciation, but it's Modzerny. It's like AK Modern.
So it's just safe to say that Volvo hate guns that end in the name, in the letter M.
It's like everyone, dude. Like, everyone calls everything an AK-47. The AK-47-1 and -2 series wasn't even produced in large numbers. They only made about, like, maybe 500,000 of them.
Right. That's pretty small for gun scales.
That's nothing. Like 500, 750,000. They did not make too many of them.
How many AR-15s are made, just for comparison?
I have no idea.
It's millions, isn't it?
Oh yeah, hell yeah.
Tens of millions.
Tens of millions, yeah. You're probably looking at 25 million AR-15s, maybe more.
Jesus.
That's a good opener for ADEX, and no trade back, unfortunately. Perks tried as he may, stepping forward there, going aggressive for a little bit, gets punished. I do like what NLG are doing. They're not letting themselves get boxed in, at least. They're consistently trying to sort of force the envelope forward in their tempo. And there, finally, you look at that. It pays off. Delicious, he gets away with it. VHW gone.
PDY, 3 mid, spots out Jimbo. ADEX already on low HP means that this is a very winnable round for NLG here. Looks like 00Prospects are not exactly being quiet about their intentions. They stack up by stairs with mid control as well. Okalicious actually completely abandons this site. They really want to just pick one position here, cut out that prong of the attack, and then go back to the site that they're initially trying to defend. 00Prospects actually giving up on the B hit, looking to now catch out red.
Look at that, actually, Kremer on the minimap. He's stepping forward. Okalicious, he may lose his life right now. And he does. He walks straight into the crosses of Spook, but Red picks up that kill on Jimbo. So instantly so, as it looked as if we were going to have a man advantage for 00Prospects. It's a big trade.
Remember, ADEX is still low on HP, so this is still a very tough position. And, well, PDY shuts him down with that low HP.
And don't forget that Spook is within headshot range of that M4 as well.
Yep. 2 on 3 now. Spook needs this kill on PDY. They need to shut down his momentum. And right now, PDY is definitely the flagship for NLG. Push comes through. He'll sit by generator. It's a message spray, but Spook. Stray bullet takes the head off of PDY there. Plant is going to go down in the smoke, which means that Marky may have a difficult time trying to cancel it.
I love that. Look at the speed. Oh, God. Oh, wow. Okay, never mind.
They won on timing as well.
Oh, they did.
That molly was perfect.
Oh, I didn't realize that. I was gonna commend how quick Spook was to extinguish that, but
well, that's why it wasn't even quick enough. 00Prospects.
That is very unfortunate, but that's a huge round to win for NLG.
Absolutely, and being able to kill 2 players after time as well. Look what it's done to the 00Prospects economy. They're on Deagle, 2 Deagles, accompanied by 3 A games here. As Jimbo goes fairly aggressive, can't quite shut down the first. Can't quite find the first player, but as you mentioned, NLG, winning, losing, they're continuing to try and fight for this man advantage, which is really what's working for 00Prospects at the moment. Or for NLG even. Perks of the opening, ADEX to fall. Marky in mid now has to worry about Lax. Can't quite make it clean, but it's still a kill. And for Spook, I think a little bit of baiting, maybe. just backs off, goes, actually, I'm good. I'm good. And now for Oop. Oh my God. Jimbo annihilates Perks there. Red takes a shot, gets the hell out of there, realizes that Jimbo, he's a man. I don't want to fight him. I don't want any part of that.
That was a dirty little 2-man swing.
That was.
Putting rounds through that scaffolding. It's not going to stop very much. Still, though, we have this distinct man advantage for NLG. They're doing the 3-1 split, so they've identified correctly where this bomb is most likely going to head. Especially with that, forcing it off with a Molotov, but Jimbo and VHW, what is going on? PDY, he has to swing on back, he has to do something, but it is just not going to happen at all. Okalicious instantly, so he's going to just 180, save this gun, and that's it.
So, Lucas, a while ago, when me and Harry first really started casting CS, Harry didn't know a thing about CS, and he described scaffolding as being about as solid as biscuit. Now, what do you think the most bulletproof biscuit is?
I mean, it depends.
Think of
like
it,
when you say
standard 5.56 round, 100 meters. We're talking kind of FMJ bullets.
You're
out of an M4,
like an 855.
Yeah.
Okay, well, maybe ship's biscuit. You know, the hardtack that they had like for sailors in the 1800s.
Right, that's like rocks essentially.
Yeah.
Well, more than sort of think Tesco biscuit.
Some of the
you've got your club card. You've got your unexpected item in the fragging area.
I don't know. Could I, like, how many can I line up?
It's as many as you want, but it's the fewest you have to line up to stop the round.
I don't know. I'd probably, like, we're looking at something maybe 50 hobnobs.
Hobnobs? Now, we're getting scientific about this. A hobnob, right? Because it's an uneven surface. Are you trying to make the bullet sort of bounce off and?
No, it's more so like that. I figured that if it's not as clean, the round will kind of yaw a little bit more aggressively.
So let's assume the round is going straight at all times. It can't be.
You can't. I mean, that's
You
weird.
can't change its trajectory.
That is weird, though.
I was thinking bourbons, because you essentially get 2 biscuits there. But anyway, Perks, well, Jimbo, you can have to say good as he likes. Kevin.
What is this push from NLG?
I don't understand it.
That was like stepping all the way into T-spawn. That is incredibly brave.
It's ambitious.
It is, and you know what? The worst part is that it actually paid off. So
They do it again now. This is encouraging bad behaviour.
no, but that's like I like it to a degree because I think that NLG kind of putting their foot down, showing like, hey, you know, you have the round advantage. That doesn't mean anything to us.
Yeah.
It's a confidence kind of play, and the call was made right as a very sharp decision. And I wonder like how far does Red have an influence in that as a former in-game leader?
I can't help but think that when you have a former in-game leader and an in-game leader, it either goes one of 2 ways. You either have your former in-game leader sort of start contradicting the current in-game leader, and you end up with some kind of backwards calls that sometimes work, sometimes don't, or they complement each other and it goes very well. And there's no in between.
But I feel like you could kind of get the same compliment as you had with MIBR, right, with Coldzera and Fallen.
Yeah, but
because then you had Fallen as a head IGL, but then Coldzera would kind of assist with mid-round calls.
yeah, but look how that team's doing.
Yeah, but that was like this is ages ago.
Right.
But this is when they were top of the world.
Right.
Coming into this round, PBY kind of deflect this attempt at moving over towards this site, and yeah, it's just going to shift them completely over towards the opposite end. There's not much time left, but it looks as if it is going to be another round that statistically is pointing in the favor of 00Prospects. Now the question is, does PBY actually want to try and contend with this? Has identified the angle of the AWP, is going to go for the swing, and Addix instantly shuts him down. That's a 4K for him. 14 kills.
I'm worrying, Lucas.
Absolutely dominating.
I am worrying. Do you want to know why I'm worrying?
Tell me,
Because
please.
Dust 2 is a map that is dictated by your AWPers. Your AWPers doing good, you do good on Dust 2. There are so many long angles. In fact, I would argue it's hard to play Dust 2 without an AWPer. Unfortunately for NLG, Adex is definitely outclassing Red at the moment. So for 00Prospects, this isn't just momentum you're getting on Vertigo. This is momentum for Dust 2. As I say that, Red does something ungodly to shut down Adex. VHW and Jimbo are able to respond onto 2 quick kills, and he goes into the 4-on-3. And now for Perks, a fairly aggressive stance in mid, hoping that Molotov will stop any further pushes. But 00Prospects, it's the same thing they were doing in our last series. They push somewhere, they get a man advantage, and then they stop to catch out rotations. They do just that.
No.
Lax, he shuts down Marky, falls into the 4 versus 2, and Alpha Perks are for PDY. This is where things get a little bit worrying. Perks having to rotate through this smoke. Another rotation called out. Spook, he's doing such a good job on these lurks, leaving Perks in the 1 versus 4. Now, center sight, he is in a position where he can actually win this round. There are players all around him, and he has the bomb coming towards him. But he needs to be clean, and he can't take too much damage. Unfortunately, Jimbo spots him out, low HP, finished off by VHW. 00Prospects, they guarantee a victory in this first half with an 8 rounds in just a mere 10. Question, though, Lucas, is how one-sided of a half will this turn out to be?
I mean, thus far, it's just been a very straightforward affair for the most part. What we are seeing is just a 00Prospects completely outgunning their opponents.
Yeah,
NLG kind of getting caught, you know, with their pants down a little bit in many circumstances.
You can tell this is Oops map pick.
You certainly can. Man, I really felt as if there was going to be more happening on the NLG
That
side.
Molly does so much damage!
Oh, he hits that shot, but Perks is there on the pickup at least. That's a good one. It's incredibly important that they're there to at least make sure that they can secure those kills. Now, with a man advantage, sure, that's great. And the guns recovered. Now, it's absolutely a good round for them to have an opportunity to actually bring it back up, to equalize it a little bit more. If they drop the ball on this one, I honestly don't see them having any chance whatsoever, because like if you cannot capitalize on this level of advantage, it's going to be so difficult to do it in any other sort of situation.
Absolutely, and even though you don't have the guns, you have the positioning, you have the man advantage, you have the map control. Jimbo going to be the man to lead the charge with VHW onto Okalicious now. And it looks like VHW has a pretty good idea as to where the CZ's position, but the flash is perfect. Ammo being the true killer.
Yeah, but he's still good to get the one. There's the AWP boost. Oh my god. Oh, Okalicious. Dude, with these pistols, he's absolutely disgusting.
That is insanely good. 8-3 the scoreline. 00Prospects now. They get ecoed. But here's the thing, Lucas. They have cash. They can afford to be ecoed. now they worry a little bit. They can't afford to be ecoed and then lose a buy round. They do still need to have some relative form of control here. Otherwise, NLG are going to come back in this half. They're by no means out of this yet, but they are in a position where they can start abusing it. Nade stack and mid may alert to some form of push. That's not the case at all. And what I like, the NLG change of pace, is the fact that they're now no longer hunting for this man advantage. They're allowing Oop to play into them.
And I think this is something that we did see in that first series when they're playing versus Heaven and Hell, that they were doing such a fantastic job of that initial CT side to allow their opponents to come to them. That's how they managed to string together those 7 first rounds, if you remember, right? When we were looking at an 8-3 scoreline in favor of NLG. However, this is a very different story, and as they're going to be going over towards that T side after that, I mean, that's going to be such a hard shift for them, because they only got, what, 4 rounds in their game, because they won that first half 9-6 when they were playing Heaven and Hell in that first series, and this one is significantly harder.
Adex is having a hell of a game, Lucas.
He is
17 to 11. My God.
he's doing most of the heavy lifting for them right now.
Yeah, absolutely. And when you're always feeling it, your team can be unstoppable.
I mean, that's a disgusting thing, right? You know, look back over the greats. I think especially JW is probably one of my favorite reference points of how he would play CT side AWP on Inferno.
He plays like a T-side, doesn't
2013, 2014.
Yeah.
As he would be, he would do like entry as a CT on Inferno with the AWP.
Yeah.
And it was just testament to what you were saying exactly. Kenny S, you know, famously side by side with JW. Olaf Meister as well.
Who do you think won that duel at their peak, Kenny S or JW?
It's hard to say. I think probably JW, because he was a little bit more reactive. Like he was a little bit more adaptive. I think that Kenny was more intelligent with pre-planning his movement generally.
Yeah. Oh, I think Kenny won that duel, to be honest. He was faster.
Well, then when they shifted the way the AWP worked, then
What AWM?
You know, the AWM.
Yeah.
Then Kenny just completely fell off.
Yeah.
Whereas JW, he managed to adjust and stay relevant.
That's true. Adex, he doesn't need to worry about adjustments because right now he is doing perfect. Red, open hand on the close angle. He has a position held for Adex here, but he's wary of the other side of that smoke. Instead, backs off, Perks will be the man on the jump spot as 00Prospects start the rounds relatively slowly. Molotov throw. Red still holding firm here, steadfast in his ways.
Thus far, like, we're 50 seconds in and we haven't lost a single player. This is actually kind of rare for these games.
Unusual, isn't it?
It is, because like within the first 30 seconds, we'll normally have
Perks
like 1 or 2. Oh god, this could be everything! And it is 1 and 2. That's a fantastic initial setup with the bomb spotted as well. He legs him. Red. Oh god. Oh my. But, sure, yeah, that sucks. But look at the HP here. 2 of these players, so low.
That molly on PDY is going to be very influential. Lax actually picking up the op. I like that. You're low HP, might as well pick up the one-shot weapon.
Yep.
As they rotate back to pit. Now, in picking up that gun, you've sort of told NLG that you're rotating. Because they picked up the gun and then you've been quiet. Okalicious knows he's due a fight. He just doesn't know from where. And so he's having to shift both between mid and from this B site. Luckily for him, his teammates have rotated, meaning he can full focus onto VHW now. Flashed off the angle. Was he seen back sight though?
He sees it, he spots him out, and he narrowly brings him down low. Now this molly, let's see, like you were saying, talking about that one, is it going to be good enough? Doesn't go far, gets smoked out. Marky has to save.
That's so crushing. Look at that HP.
It all comes down to the fact that VHW survives that.
Yep, absolutely. He loses that angel, round's over. And unfortunately, he doesn't. And as you mentioned, it's a testament to the aim of 00Prospects. They are just outclassing NLG at the moment, paving the way to a man advantage or map advantage.
This setup for NLG like felt as if it was foundationally very sound.
Yeah.
Like you're looking at that 2K, right? That Perks picks up as he pushes that ramp and they trade it out. But the big one for me is that Red goes down. With that leg shot on Jimbo.
He kind of did his job, didn't he? He shot someone, his shot landed, he hit it. It just wasn't a headshot.
It wasn't high enough, and that is going to be one of those things that just so frustrating to live with.
Yeah.
Because now, in this first half already, we are looking at 00Prospects up to double digits in the round points, This is always a really brutal kind of reality that you have to face down as NLG.
You're absolutely right. 00 Prospects, 10-5 the scoreline right now, Lucas. As NLG find themselves with an opening the first time in a very long time. Okalicious gets instantly traded. Adex straight back onto it with the repartee, and it leaves NLG now having to rotate once again. Both Red and Perks turn their attention to mid. It leaves both bomb sites vulnerable, which is exactly when we see both Adex and Jimbo start pushing forward. This shot from Adex, uncharacteristic, is punished by PDY though.
And it's such an important kill. I can't reiterate that enough. Because if he gets away again with that sort of situation where PDY goes down, that's an open side. It's going to force that delay rotation. It's going to make things so incredibly awkward for NLG. Now all of a sudden they have a very good initial setup here. Utilities will go out, so it is going to actually stop them from executing any sort of counter push besides throwing that utility down themselves. Oh god! VHW, he burns out!
Was that worth it?
No. No, it wasn't. There was time. But Lax will swing back for one at least.
Oh!
But no more than that.
Finally, we see some aim from NLG. Now, when we saw NLG versus Heaven and Hell on this very map, Lucas, it was a battle as to who's able to well win the CT side. That's clearly not happened. Can NLG find it within themselves to win their Vertigo T side? Something they just could not do in their game against Heaven and Hell.
It's going to be ridiculously hard because I think that...
Even if it goes down 5.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Because you look at Heaven and Hell and the way that they kind of played themselves on that T side, it was very frag heavy, very reliant on having the individual players step on forward. Remember that, right? Wolfie and Leaf, right?
Yeah.
Again, so much onto the individual, and that's exactly what we're seeing here out of 00 Prospects. You've got Adex doing a lot of the heavy lifting. You've got Spook as well, who had a great finisher to that Mirage game in the last series. Activate these guys correctly, and it's going to be such a tall order for them to swing back in that second half.
PD White is flashed off the angle. Jimbo, does he peek this angle? Yes, he does. A man advantage already. Jimbo still aggressive despite his low HP. Perks is able to trade. Okalicious, though, is trapped, swarmed, eventually killed. Adex even fighting with the bomb. The confidence on 00 Prospects, Lucas.
They're feeling it.
It's insane.
They're feeling it, Kremer. They absolutely are. With the bomb planted, this is once again going to be just always playing on the back foot.
Lucas, if this is domination, tell me the safe word, because I want no part in this.
This is rough, man. But they brought it back down to 2 versus 2. It's absolutely doable here. There are kits in play for both of them, but they're very low on utility. Only a singular flashbang. Counter flash actually comes forward there from 00 Prospects. It's a great way to stall things out. Now, they actually walk over the body and pick up one. Molotov secured there from Marky, but they're going to go for the dual swing. But instantly so, he allows them the opportunity for that 2 for 2. And that is a huge mistake, and they're going to be feeling the pain of that one into this second half.
Can we see the ADR on Adex? He is playing so well right now. And well, there you go. It's actually at the bottom of the HUD. 156 ADR. Like, how do you stop that? How do you stop it?
That is nuts, man.
Now you move to your T side. I guess it's a matter of, Adex is playing B. Right, we're going A. Or he's playing mid. Okay, anywhere but mid.
Now, I guess, you know, it's not too bad, though, honestly, in one sense.
He has died more times than the rest of his team. So I guess it is just he's fighting more.
Yeah, he's very, very active, like, especially early round.
Yeah.
You'll see him as the first contact point. Now, it's going to be the classic fast B hit. It's a very straightforward type of execute, but instantly so Red. He gets the first drop, make that 2. This is the confidence he was looking for, but Spook is going to be able to swing things back a little bit faster there this time. Let's see if Red is good for another. No, Spook, 1 and 2 before he gets traded out. Okalicious holding that angle down. It's only Jimbo left now, and he does not have rounds to go for every single player. It's going to be a tall order, but Okalicious, what are you doing, buddy? Kind of going out on a solo mission. That is very ambitious.
Well, he finishes the job, but even in, we keep alluding back to the game against Heaven and Hell. NLG, we saw today, their strength is in their pistol rounds. These guys know how to play pistol rounds. But a pistol round won't... In best of 1, a pistol round absolutely helps you. In best of 3s? I mean, they sort of equate to about 14 rounds total from follow-up ecos, follow-up anti-ecos, and how it sets up your economy. But that's not much in the grand scheme of things. And for NLG, yes, they get to play against the force buy of 00 Prospects now, but they've done the polar opposite. They're going for a very, very greedy second round buy of 3 Mac 10s in a game they're losing.
4 Desert Eagles. from 00Prospects. And like with the angling as you come up that ramp, and knowing 00Prospects as the way that we've seen them play in the previous best of 3, is that I think that they will happily allow them to slip up that ramp into these long angles where those Mac 10s are going to suffer greatly.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. While he's expended, the MP Knight knows the attack's coming. Can he stop it? No, he can't. Marky, clean opening, man advantage. And every Deagle right now is anywhere but the right site.
A little bit unfortunate.
Anywhere but A.
But I do like the pacing, though, from NLG. They're very much so respecting any potential buyout. So far, yeah, they hear all of the Deagle fire, so they know what's kind of waiting, looming around the corner. Delicious finds himself another one, and so far the Desert Eagles have not connected a single round.
But out of one, no Delicious. One bullet out of the fair few. It's like accuracy via quantity of fire.
Volume of fire.
There you go, and the perks doesn't quite spot out Lax here, so, I mean, 00Prospects, saving 3 Deagles means your eco still is something, but for NLG, it's the Mac 10s that get the kills. They fulfill their purpose. They farm cash.
I think the big deal for me is saving that armor as well, because those SMGs are not even nearly as powerful.
Against head armor as well.
Having that helmet. Look at this, he just falls down. Doing a good job in cleanup here. NLG not losing a single member just yet. This is very strong from them.
Yep. Solid stuff, and 6 rounds on the board. It's going to be, by the time they hit about 7 or 8, do we actually see the full buy from 00Prospects, and kind of an 11-7, that's a very winnable half.
It certainly is. I mean, from NLG's point of view, I mean, you only need to win that next buy round, then all of a sudden you look at, what, an 11-9, 2-round differential. It's not huge. It's absolutely something you can overcome. Still, though, we are looking at a similar round, just pistols. P250 in the hands of Lax. Did get spotted out, take a little bit of that residual damage. VHW gets a good catch on Okalicious, who has been an instrumental entry play here for NLG. Losing him this early on, that is definitely going to be something that they will feel the repercussions of.
NLG don't have an ADEX. No one is standing out. All of them, well, actually, all four of their players currently on 11 kills. No one is particularly taking off, which is where 00Prospects are just exploiting them. ADEX is alive, there's a chance in the round. He's got the Mac 10, there's a chance. However, we don't really say that about any of the NLG players. They just haven't had that presence on this series yet.
But I personally am not a huge fan, besides the point, right, of where ADEX has a lot of impact individually. I get the same kind of, it's like the simple kind of paradox.
Right.
Of where, like, yeah, you want him to do really well, but if he's the only one doing really well, where does that leave the rest of us?
Well, he falls. We'll have to see. We will have to see. 4-on-4 for the retake now for 00Prospects. And with no kits, this retake needs to come in fast.
And mind you that the equipment that they bring into the table isn't even anything really impressive. It's a 4 versus 4 as well. Defender's advantage now heavily leaning in the favor of NLG. They just need to run the clock down on this one, and they'll be very happy.
Red gets that opening. Quick kill. The Mac 10 trying to do damage he can from the flank. Jimbo, that's a huge whiff there. It's punished. Follow-up from Lax, who is doing damage, maybe preventing the opportunity to save here. That's just what it'll do. Unable to catch out Red, though. No one dies to the bomb. VHW, he's got a Deagle to play with, unfortunately. Not in the right place or the right time. 00Prospects, the full buy comes out, Lucas. If this fails, we may have a hell of a game on our hands.
Oh yeah, it's when we start coming past that 8-9 mark that as 00Prospects, you are going to really have to take a time out, I think, and sort of talk through what the plan is going to be. Because you can't allow them to dominate you like this in terms of that momentum shift. 3 rounds cleanly for NLG. This is the first serious gun round, and there's just a ton of utility raining on in here from both sides. Really wanted to make sure that they control and push away any CTs that have even the idea of trying to play these close angles. It's just not going to happen.
You're absolutely right. And for now, Marky tries to do a bit of damage where he can. Unable to get an opening as of yet. Lax, good for one. Traded by Marky. Marky gets so much mileage from this Mac 10 at the moment.
Yeah, look at this utility usage as well. They're cleaning out all of these angles, having worked their way forward, passing this lift. Or the crane, pardon me. All of this noise that they've made, it's enough to anchor the players here to maintain the mainstay of their forces over towards this side. Missed shot there from Red. A little bit of a slow drag, but Laxi peaks on the anti-smoke timing. But gets punched there by Okalicious. Makes that 2. Marky also knocks Adex down a peg. This is the kind of round, Kremer, that they did not want.
No, it's just a collapse. It's just a collapse. This is exactly what NLG wanted.
Oh yeah, this is perfect for
them. They
them.
go 2 players down, they just respond. They just shut them down. An incredible, incredible round from them. And more importantly, this is where the confidence starts getting built. Marky, he's now going to start performing. He's really going to start taking off a bit, and he was the guy you said to watch out for. He was the guy you called on NLG to watch out for. I said Red, and let's be honest, having a bit of a shit game. But the reality is, he doesn't... On your T side, your AWPing isn't expected to do too much damage. Adex, that was an anomaly. Usually, your T side AWPing isn't as good as your C side AWPing. Red has that behind him. He can just look to Dust 2 and hope for the best.
It is a hard map to play that T-side AWP on, for sure. I mean, I think we all agree on that. And it was even a point that you guys made on that first showing. However, I still think that you can play it. It's more so just a stylistic choice. I mean, hell, you'll even see players force AWPs when they absolutely shouldn't. Like, we're doing a fast take. You don't need to buy one.
Fast take requires an AWP sometimes, Lucas. you need that early pick.
It is that early pick, yeah.
Yeah, VHW, they find themselves able to save an M4, but what good will it do? I guess he could drop. Lax could probably buy. There's a buy in here.
A half investment, probably?
I like the fact they're going to Deagles.
Okay, so they are doing the half buy.
They could have scraped a buy. They could have scraped a full buy. I like the fact they didn't do that. It gives the option for the AWP on ADEX.
And especially so, it sets them up for the next 2 rounds instead of just the next 1.
Yeah.
Because now they kind of delay the double eco buy around, which gives them a little bit more room, because it gives them an opportunity here to potentially take this round into the 21st, which kind of forces a hard reset financially in the next 2 buys for NLG. So it just equalizes the economic playing game a little bit.
No, you're absolutely right. We find ourselves with a man advantage for 00Prospects. They're actually able to save the gun that they were able to get the kill with as well. So Jimbo finds himself running rampant with an AK at the moment.
That's fantastic. That is so good here for 00Prospects.
Or an Acom.
Acom.
As we'll now hereby refer to it. Spook, unable to trade as Marky gets an opening. It's a 2 and fro. Some perfect flashes actually prevent the full push of NLG here. There's a minute to toy with. Actually, a surprisingly long amount of time on the clock, considering how long these teams have been fighting for. Jimbo pushes into Perks, spots him out. That's a hell of a kill. And with the peek from the MP9, caught out by PDY, goes to the spam. Can't quite get the follow-up, though. Marky and PDY low on HP, as is Spook. But more importantly, Jimbo, with that AK, stays alive.
That flick, as he catches the top of his head, just swings it up 90 degrees to the heavens and just completely annihilates him, shuts it down, which could have been a massive play. It's just stopped dead in its tracks. For NLG, it's still a tall order, right? The HP is not entirely there. They've got a 7th man, they've got a 3rd man for the CTs that has rotated over towards that B site. So man advantage still here for NLG, but time is over the essence. Holding down the angle, Jimbo doesn't stand a chance.
That was a huge kill. 15 seconds left. What can this MP9 do? There's no flash to get him past either. Just picks out the Red. He's seen him. Takes a bit of damage, but can't kill him is the important thing.
This is scary, man. This MP9 is actually hella scary at this point, with the HP just being so ridiculously low for these players. They're cursing themselves for the fact that they have no utility, though.
Yeah.
They would love to have an AT to just get that closer over towards Red behind sandbags. And you can see the call has already been decided. VHW, he's going for that hard save. Spook, are you going to stick around? Try to go for a bit of a closing shot?
Every player's a one-shot right now. Every player.
Yeah, it doesn't even matter there. He gets the wall bank secured. And then NLG, they will have taken 5 rounds clean back-to-back so far in the second half, meaning that there's only a 2-round differential between them and 00Prospects. And this is indeed a little bit of a pressured situation now, with pressure mounting for the CTs.
Tell me about the M4, Lucas. I'm not a I don't know American guns very well. Tell me about the M4A1S.
All right, what do you want to know?
Let's start. Is this an M4A1S or is this a model of something else?
So the M4A1S doesn't exist. It's either
fair enough.
It's either an M4A1. There you have a handful of variations, but it is an M4A1.
Do you know what like mark it is? Like, is this a variation of a common one, or
no? It's literally an M4A1 with what looks to be a poorly modeled KACQD suppressor.
The suppressor's any good?
The suppressor is high quality, yes. They're very, very good. Long life. Right. We can talk about that a little bit more, because now Marky just very quick.
Oh, that's perfect.
No, I was going to say that he survives with a little bit of HP, but I guess I cursed him in that same sentence.
You cursed him by thinking. That's impressive.
That's true.
That's impressive.
The power of the mind.
You like spots out VHW. Can't quite deliver a killing blow, though. It's a lot of damage. PG White, how is he still alive?
That is awkward. He finally gets taken out there by VHW. Okalicious, he should not be able to get away with this kill, right? Caught out there, carrying up quite significantly. Does a little bit of damage. VHW is good. He actually catches Red as he comes on that swing, as Edix is going to get the closer with the AWP. 12-9. Not bad at all. That two-piece, man, to open things up, though.
That was laboured. That was a laboured round.
It was. It really, really was.
Really messy gunfights. 00Prospect, I mean, they come out on top. They do come out on top. But the issue is regardless if you came out on top or not, they still had a really tough time just slogging through that gunfight on B. The lack of precision, punished by Red there, gets the opening, Adex falls, and now once again you have to rely on someone else. Jimbo's stepping up, but he needs to do more than just 15 kills right now because Red is really starting to get some momentum, as is Marky.
He's had some very critical kills, Red,
yeah.
And that is always going to be a pain to deal with. Down one man, no chance at a trade. Marky gets the beautiful catch there over towards Spook, who's been an absolute nuisance to them on that position. This is indeed a really good setup coming out here from NLG. Or sorry, from 00Prospects.
Bit of early util damage done once again. I mean, 00Prospect, if they didn't get a kill...
I was right, I said NLG, that's what I meant.
Yeah, if 00Prospect don't get a kill, I think they're just safe. I think they're just safe.
I think that's a fair assessment.
Well,
W though, he could get...
Savings out the window.
Okay.
Now it's winnable.
They're going to go. I think they're just going to try to play for it. Oh, never mind, they lose a one-man to...
Alright, Jimbo.
Red's
What you got, boy? Not much.
Oh, Red.
Red. Hell of a round from Red there. Not only killing the opposing AWPer, but then getting that final kind of full stop of the round as well. NLG, they allow Oop to stew.
I love this. Great confidence builder. Looks like a technical, by the way, because remember, they were having a few issues in that previous series. I think we kind of opened the day. But let's talk about Red a little bit.
Yes.
Obviously, a bit of a slow burner, just like in that last series.
Yeah.
Said that may very much so be the case here as well, and I think it's been true. But like I said, in the last, let's say, 3 or 4 rounds, he's had some absolutely critical kills where it just completely changes the outcome of the round. You know, the red string of fate kind of gets snipped somewhere in the center when he's been getting some of these kills. And it's great to see because obviously I think for him it's been a very frustrating start to the day where he had to spend the first 2 maps kind of leaving a very small dent in the opposition. So now to already start finding that for this first map in this new best of 3, it's a really, really good personal position to kind of begin from into.
My worry going into the finals was if Red can't establish himself quickly, then what does his team do? Their win condition shouldn't be survive till Red can win.
No, absolutely not. And I think that they have got a very strong fundamental lineup around the AWP as well besides him. Okalicious is an absolute monster on those pistols, and he's also incredibly strong when they're forced to play pistols versus a gun round. I think Marky has absolutely come alive. Looking at that previous series versus Heaven and Hell, he had a huge amount of impact. I think especially over towards that Ancient game. Overpass was obviously just a stomp where they completely destroyed them. So that one is a little bit different to look at, obviously. But overall, I think that NLG still have a very good structure. I'm still leaning in towards that they should be able to close this series, judging by this pool. But 00Prospects thus far, again, they're leaning very hard into the individual playstyle, which, again, I don't really think that's a huge issue. I'm personally not the biggest fan of it. I much more prefer NLG's approach, but it's still an approach that is very valid.
No, you're absolutely right. And for NLG, does this build up only count for 1 map? Because once Red hit critical capacity, Overpass was a stomp. If they, heaven forbid, they win their opening map and they go to Dust 2, I can't help but think that NLG dominate Dust 2. Particularly if Red is now feeling it.
If he's feeling it, yeah.
Adex finished the half on 21 kills. He is really having a bad second half right now. And NLG, they're just punishing it. They're just striding their way through. We may have an extended timeout here, Lucas. So do you want to tell me a bit more about the M4A1?
Yeah, well, right. So you have the M4. Obviously, it's based off of the AR-15, the Armalite rifle model of 15. And that in turn comes off of the baseline. That was the AR-8 and the AR-10, which was a completely different project, whatever. But the M4A1 is actually the carbine version of the M16 rifle.
Can you get M4s as a civilian?
No.
And AR-15's, I guess, semi-auto. M4's full auto. That explains this.
Yeah, it's a designation, right? Because you've changed the sear. It's a fully automatic weapon system. It is fundamentally the same. I could take a selector sear out of an M4 rifle and put that into my AR-15 and turn that into an automatic rifle.
Right. You're not allowed to do that, though, are you?
That's very illegal.
Okay,
I highly encourage people to do not that.
Yes. I mean, M4s, are they cool guns? Are they something you would pick up?
Yeah, I
would you
do.
prefer-
So let me be clear that you have the M4, which has two fire modes.
Yep.
It is single fire and burst. And then you have the
So this M4A1.
the M4A1 is single fire and full auto.
Okay, so it is accurate in that regard.
That is correct. But the thing of where they call it the M4A1S, that doesn't really
the
make
S
any
come
sense.
from?
I've
It's
not because
suppressed?
suppressor or silencer. I don't know. It doesn't make any sense. I would assume that is for the suppressor attachment.
I imagine it's fairly quiet for a suppressed gun, isn't it? So suppressed guns aren't actually that suppressed.
I think I saw a thing for this where like a 9x19 round was like 125 decibel. A 5.56 was like
still a serious crack.
It's
to
like
it.
145. I think the upper threshold for when you can take hearing damage is like 90 or a little bit below that.
So you can still get hearing damage with suppressed guns.
It can smash you, yeah.
Yeah.
Like I had the pleasure of firing an FNX 45 caliber pistol at an indoors range with a huge silencer co-suppressor, and that thing was incredibly loud.
Really?
Yes, it was incredibly loud. I think it brought it down to about like from probably 135 decibel to like 85, 90 within that
Right.
range. I mean, so it does
So it goes from guaranteed hearing damage to just a little hearing damage.
just a little hearing damage, yeah.
We can accept a little hearing damage.
Again, I do encourage people that if you are shooting, use ear and eye protection. Be responsible. you know.
Eye protection. The one time I said no to it was in a bolt action, and I was so worried about having a round hit my face, I accidentally caught a round. Don't ask how I did that.
Wait, you mean like you caught a shell casing?
Sorry, you're right. I caught a shell casing.
Yeah, because catching around means getting shot, and that's
Yes.
I can
Wasn't
advise against that.
I also advise against that. I've managed. From a eminent. Bear in mind, it's only a 2.2 round, so it's not too hard.
A little tutu
yeah, but
cartridge,
I still
or a little tutu shell casing. Is
was
not
still
too
able
bad.
to catch it between my glasses and eyebrow.
Oh yeah.
That's really uncomfortable.
It depends on what kind of weapon system you have, right? Like if you have one, if it kind of ejects out to the right, to the left, if it's a top ejector.
Right ejecting. Bear in mind, I'm right-handed, so it hit the wall and just bounced back.
I've had that happen a couple of
Bounced
times.
back at me. Yeah.
I had a mate of mine.
Ammo was hot. Who'd have thought?
One of my mates, we were shooting a Desert Eagle. and
Oh,
I was-
God,
and
those rounds must be hot.
I was standing like to the right behind him about
50 Action Express.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. And I was standing probably a good 7 or 8 feet behind him.
Yep.
And one of these huge shell casings like came up, made a little beautiful arc, and just hit me right in the tooth.
Ouch.
That was ridiculously painful.
I can only imagine. I suppose it's still got some velocity as well.
It did. It sucked. I was like, oh.
Any like sore lips for the next couple of days?
Yeah,
or?
like it did bust my lip.
Ouch.
It definitely it did bust my lip.
Where's if someone is shooting, where's the best place to stand, kind of relative to them?
Just directly behind them, to be honest.
Directly behind them.
Just directly behind
Yep.
them. We are kind of waiting, by the way,
We're going to us.
to figure this one out. Okay, so we're continuously here extending this timeout. It seems as if it's just a technical one.
It's just us.
It's just us, man.
Yeah, just us.
So glad that he's not here.
Yeah. God, fuck our host, man. He's awful.
Harry,
Yeah. God.
Harry- Harry the
I hate him.
horrible, heinous
Yeah.
Harry.
God, I hate him. God, sits there giggling and quoting all these like literature pieces as if we read.
He is very funny though. I will give him that.
Yeah, but don't let him hear you say that.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
So he comes in when you call him.
But
a twat.
yeah, man. So we have a little bit of time to kill thus far. I think
Yeah.
we've talked about what can kind of be said about the game.
Yeah.
So let's talk more about the M4.
We can talk more about the M4. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Do you have a favourite kind of variant of an M4?
The M4 is a variant.
Oh well, you have A1s, A2s, A3s,
No,
don't you?
No.
Really?
you don't.
There you go. Learn something.
You
every day.
have the M4A1.
Right.
You have the M4 and the M4A1, and the difference is the firing mode thing, right?
So how does an M4A4 work?
That doesn't exist.
Oh, so that's just not
the
a gun.
M4A4
Right.
in CS:GO
How dare I believe
is
you?
modeled.
You know what?
It is
I was-
modeled as a Mark 18 with a Daniel Defense handguard and.
This is my own fault for believing CS
Yeah,
got a gun right.
and it's got
actually.
it's
I'll
got a
watch into
shorter
that one,
barrel.
frankly.
Like
Yeah.
it technically falls under the legal definition of an SBR, which stands for short-barreled rifle, because you're not running the 16-inch barrel. You're running like what I believe is a 12.5 or like an 11.5,
Right.
a little bit shorter. You've got the Daniel Defense rail handguard, beautiful stuff by the way, and very expensive. But it's just an M4 that has been shortened, more compact, and it's redesignated the Mark 18. And it usually comes with like a bunch of really fancy stuff. You'll get like a nice optic on it. You'll have like a little PEC 14 or a PEC 18 laser device. You'll have like some cool grips, some powerful lights.
Quite easy to mod then.
That's one of the strengths of the AR-15 platform, of the M4 in general, right?
I suppose that's what makes AK-12s quite good comparative to AKMs.
That is a big new one, right, for the Russians as well, the AK-12, which has kind of copied a lot of the design philosophies of the M4 series or AR-15 series of rifles. Yeah. Modularity.
So you've got, we'll talk about gun people. You've got John Moses Browning, kind of the American father of guns.
He certainly is.
I don't know what his first name is. Is it Artur Kalashnikov?
Oh, Mikhail.
Mikhail
Kalashnikov
was the sort of Russian guy in the arms race.
Yeah, kind of. You've got Degtyarev as well.
Right.
He was a very prolific.
What sort of stuff did he make?
Well, he's obviously the Degtyarev machine gun, the DP.
Yeah.
You've got the. God, I'm kind of blanking here. We've obviously got the influence of Hiram Maxim, who was a German arms designer, who designed the Maxim machine gun, who was very prolific in the Russian.
God,
look at that. He's back.
He walks in front of the camera as well. Come on.
Man, absolute amateur hour.
God, this fucking guy.
Join you while you're.
Sure, man. Come on in. Here.
Hey, welcome back. No, come into the caster camera.
Let me.
Go give us a hug, man.
Squeeze in here,
squeeze up.
so we can all stare at the camera ominously.
Seductively.
Welcome to the to the A6 Vienna Open 2022. We will be your lemmings for today.
I think you're right.
Yeah. Do you have anything else to follow up past that? Not really, to be honest.
Yeah, not too much. How do you guys feel about the game going so far? I'm kind of interested that NLG, not a only CT-sided team in this particular matchup.
Let's not kick everything down.
Yeah, we're kind of breaking everything. It's falling apart.
Yeah, Lucas, this goes out to you, Victor. I'm so sorry. Your poor setup, man.
Vandalized by Kremer's large form.
You know, they stay here until 4 in the morning doing this thing.
We just come and
it just takes
ruin
them hours, and then Peter's like,
I can't help the fact is, again, for your like hosting, because you started hosting, we had your wood platforms to stand on, so you didn't.
They're not
look
here
so
anymore.
short.
I didn't need them.
I see them letting up over there. They have that surprisingly the A6 display case surprisingly close to you. They didn't account for the fact that I'm about twice your size. I'm like 2 of you. So like turning or anything, I'm like close to just sweeping.
She's got these orangutan arms.
Genuinely,
just follow behind them like they have input lag.
They're very, very wily kind of.
Yeah, exactly.
It's got rubber physics.
Yeah, but look,
genuinely,
it's one of those things, right, where sometimes you just have to accept that hitboxes are different for different people.
Right.
And so you know, it's one of those things. I think
it's a balancing issue.
It is a balance.
You need nerfing essentially.
So yeah,
we'll make you eat more of it next time we're out.
For like a character customization thing, you've got like small, intermediate, large.
That's true. I suppose you are an intermediary, Harry.
I am the intermediary between
you've got my torso and Lucas's legs.
Yes. I have the torso of Kremer and the legs of Tenshi.
He's like a very absurd human experiment.
It's genuinely.
I'm Spore, man.
You've got white hair old guy, Asian dude, and ginger guy. It's like someone pressed random on the Dark Souls customer.
Absolutely.
Character customization.
We're back though. We're back.
We're back. NLG and 00Prospects.
Harry, get out of here, Harry.
Get out of here. We don't want to host anymore. Okalicious goes aggressive, tries to hunt for the man advantage. The utility keeps him back for the time being, though. Adex has that all out for the first time in a while. Maybe this pause has given him a chance to find some of his old skill.
Whew. All right. I mean, I think that right now for NLG, the main focal point is going to be to just regain a little bit of that comfort, you know?
Yeah.
I think that's probably going to be one of the central things for this round. That they just need to find a little bit more momentum. They need to find that footing, a little bit of comfort that they can establish. Because for 00Prospects, it has been a little bit of a weird one, right? I think that if you compare it to how these guys do in a very chaotic situation, I think 00Prospects actually do a little bit better. They seem to just be more comfortable in when things are disorganized. NLG, the moment that they kind of drop the ball, it just comes crashing down. But if they can just stop that from occurring, just even to begin with, they seem to just be very, very comfortable in that scenario.
You're absolutely right. Lax, he's going to back off now with Spook here. 40 seconds left. This is usually where we see teams dump their utility. NLG, they've shown no intention of rotating here. they're in danger of timing themselves out as they look to assault this B site. Adex on the close angle. As Marky get the opening, Adex, the timing is just heartbreaking. Red is able to trade it now. 3-on-4 was Spook able to trade. Okalish is able to get the next say in the matter, leaving us to that 4-on-2, where Spook now really has to do the leg work to keep Oop in this round. VHW is coming up front lane. It's Spook caught out. VHW off the 1 versus 4. Can't cancel the plant, Harry. Oh, Harry, Lucas. There you go. This host comes back and it just ruins everything. VHW, he needs to get out of there, save that gun, and at least have something for the next round.
I'm just sad, man.
Lucas, it's nothing personal. I don't mean
I'm just another Harry to you. You know?
Well, to be honest, Harry is giving me really seductive looks while we're trying to cast.
It's true.
He's really distracting.
It's true. You know what I think he is? He's the kind of character who's like he hangs out around bars and then he looks at groups of people and gives them seductive looks, and so they do like, oh me, me, and then he's like, nah, looks to the guy on the right.
You know what's great? He's muted. He can't defend himself. NLG, they find themselves.
Yeah,
but one round from equalising.
It's to give them, give the boys a little bit of confidence. They need it. It's that come up and then it's the terrible come down.
That range of confidence. He looks at anyone, regardless of who they are, regardless of gender, regardless of age. Even bartenders, owners, the lot.
That's what I do, man.
Even the dogs.
Jesus Christ! I think we're gonna take 3 steps back there, and you're gonna go in the what's the thing from Doctor Who, the TARDIS. We're gonna lock you in there, and then you're gonna go back like 4 years to reevaluate how you got here.
Yeah. Oh man, I was a child 4 years ago.
Oh my God!
That must really actually make you feel old.
I thought of the yeah. Yeah, that does kind of make me feel a little bit bad.
Besieged by boomers on all sides. They go for this boost. So brave after last time's effectiveness of it. Lax back sight. He's seen this aggression, but he hasn't called for the rotation just yet. The Molotov should actually alert Oopers to the presence and the intentions of NLG. No kill yet, surprisingly. Lax able to just back off, hide through a smokes. Gets the peak, unable to get the kill though. Marky able to trade, PDY able to respond, and now with the 2-man advantage. Yes, damage is being done to Red and PDY, but it does not matter, Lucas.
This is just such a brutal expression of why automatic weapons are devastating, because you can see that NLG, they're just peeling the corners, holding down those triggers, mag dumping as they come around the bend. Now, VHW had an opportunity there, was absolutely a chance, but they will smash him down. And with that, 12-12, the scoreline has been equalized. And looking at that money situation, it is not looking very hot. Yes.
I have an investment opportunity for us.
Okay.
And this goes out to our whole team.
Hit
which is
me.
we run around Mirage, Inferno, Vertigo, Dust 2, and we pick up all the mags. Because they're expensive and no one holds on to them. They just throw them away once they're done.
You have no idea how expensive Steelies are for those M4s.
They actually, what, the 30-round ones?
Yeah, the Steelies. The Steel Mags. That's what they call them, Steelies.
They're Stanags, aren't they?
They are Stanags, yeah.
How expensive are they, actually? Just curiosity.
What?
My ballpark estimate's $100 for a Steely.
Wait, what is what?
How much is a Steely worth?
Like an original Steel Mag is probably a good $75, like $50 to $75. Yeah. It's pricey.
So, I mean, this map alone, we've made about 700 quid.
Probably more. Because we haven't even spoken about those AK. Oh, never mind. It's
banana mags. Are they expensive?
It's the shitty Bakelite ones that are real Bakelite. But this round number 25,
we might finally see NLG win a round.
Or
00P, sorry.
Oh, ow.
Never mind.
Ow.
Never mind.
Oh god, NLG, man, they're getting closer and closer. 00Prospects on the precipice.
This is kind of over. Actually,
the money is not there. They have not rushed this bomb plant. It's shifting over to that other side. Look at that. Oh, Kalicious. He's just playing that so cold, man.
Look at this T-side. One round has been won by Oop. We said, can NLG make a comeback on their T-side, considering how CT-oriented they were in their opening series? Well, that answers that. As Oop move into another pistol round by, there's like an old M4, but if they can't win with 5 M4s, how are they going to win with 2 M4s, Lucas?
So far, I think what we have seen, like the central shift here, is the fact that NLG have just really started to improve on their, or not improve, but they've focused more so on the communication, because you're seeing that they're ready for those refrags a lot more quickly in position. They're making sure that they're not fooling around with utility to the same degree. The good attempt there comes on forward, but the trade-in is just so damn rapid.
So messy by Perks.
But, like, imagine if that situation was a little bit different, where they get that kill and then they're allowed to slip away with that 1 CT, so they get the 2-for-1 trade.
All they have to do is take 2 steps to the left, and that's a kill. And that's a clean kill as well, one where you can get away. Instead, we're left in 3-on-3 with one of the M4s taken out of circulation. I mean, yeah, you've got an aggressive position from Jimbo. It doesn't matter if NLG just go hit and secure this B site.
And Okalicious is already there. He's taken Addicts out of this equation. Jimbo coming in on that wide swing on the back. If he can time this right, then there's absolutely an opportunity. He cannot give this away, and he lands that shot perfectly. Now, all of a sudden, this is a highly competitive round again.
VHW, he has an angle here. Marky just doesn't clear him for some reason. That's very surprising.
Oh, he's got the bomb, though, so he could easily reset things. He's going to rush all the way over towards that site. On the opposite end of the map, they're going to try to chase him down. Smoke is good. This is really, really good smoke, actually. I love that as he does that in movement. But maybe Jimbo and VHW just ignore that and run on forward. Yes, they will. Okalicious is playing the close angle. That's the first one. Second one, maybe. No, sir. Jimbo finally shutting things down, and 00Prospects will equalize up to 13.
They find their second round the whole half, Lucas. This is the second round, and I want to say about 13.
Yeah, that's going to be...
It's really... Yeah. It's just uncomfortable.
That is the very, I'd say, moderate way of phrasing it.
Yeah, and I don't see this being consistent. I genuinely don't. I think that NLG, they just adapt, go back into this, and win. Adex looking to once again duel Red. Adex with, I think, 2 or 3 kills in this half total. I mean, Red is just doing better on this T side now. And as momentum continues to build, Lax gets an opening, though.
That's exactly what they're looking for. Actually, 1, 2, and 3. That's massive. Red, though, swings back with a kill of his own, but Adex will get the catch on him through that smoke.
Tell you what.
And this round has just been completely turned over on its side.
They twacked back.
No, that's a fantastic round from Lax, especially. Hat trick gives him a huge confidence boost there. He was kind of falling behind the rest of his team a little bit in terms of that kill score, together with Spook. And then Addicts, of course, you know, consistently throughout all of these series that he's played today, he has just been an absolute beast. And that has not changed.
PDY making his play up from pit. Does VHW to worry about? Hoping for this man, hoping for just a opening to get this bomb plant would help. I mean, the money, it's not great on NLG. And for VHW, won't even give PDY an inch because he knows that PDY will take a mile. Oop. They hold their round advantage. They hold that advantage. 14-13. This is by all means recoverable. By all means recoverable from NLG. The question is, though, can they adapt? It took them a while to adapt. They finally do it. They go on this huge win spree. Can they do it with only a couple of rounds remaining?
This is always one of those points, right, where you'll face a little bit of a conundrum as the team that had an advantage in NLG's shoes, because it's an art form to try and close these rounds, where you or to close the games where you have a massive advantage, like they did in terms of that momentum. They were closing so many of those duels when they were at a disadvantage. It was just a ridiculous kind of domino effect, right? It was cascading in their direction, where all of the favors were kind of leaning in, you know, their way. And now with that sudden momentous shift, with these 2 rounds struck together by 00Prospects, it seems as if they're just completely discombobulated.
What?
I don't know. I don't know, man. I honestly don't know. Spook gets away with 2 kills. He should have been shut down after the first. Probably even be denied on that first one with that ramp push.
How the...
He's so audacious to...
Fuck.
Yeah, I am.
How was that?
I don't know, man.
I mean, that's a huge blunder from NLG to even allow that for Spook to do that. First kill, understandable. There should instantly be a trade, though.
Mind you now as well, that they have changed things up a little bit. They've focused 3 players rather heavily over towards that A site, which means that it's up to Spook as a one-man. And a fast hit from NLG where they play to that trade could be absolutely devastating. There's the first one, though, and Spook just needs to reset on the angle. Can he do it? No, he cannot. Marky's going to get that closer. Instant rotation coming on in. Now it's just all about this momentum and the tempo in which they execute and hit that site. Utility goes on out. Good counter molly coming out here from the CT side to just further try and stall things over. There is no smoke, though, so they will have to use what little they have.
Marky goes to that plant. 15 seconds left. PD White trying to at least defend it for the time being. Caught out by all 3 members, and for 00Prospects, this will be a 15th.
That
Lucas,
is
after
just-
this huge comeback
Oh,
from
man.
NLG, does 00Prospects just win?
They-
After what was such a messy round.
Yeah, they've strung
Messy
together a lot.
half.
As you can see there, they went 5-1, 4, and now 3. And coming into this map point, this is indeed a very dire situation for NLG. Now, they do have the money to buy back into it. Don't beat around the bush on that. They
Yep.
will have good weapons. But I'm more worried about the mental game that they're playing right now.
Yep.
Because, you know, they felt we had this. We were playing so well. We were rolling this forward. It was all in our favor. And now it's just gone with the wind.
Spook hunting for an advantage. Peeks from scaffolding. Kind of knows there's a bit of presence just from audio cues. Spams that smoke. Marky will hear the close angle. They flash through it. Lax spotted on Sandbag spot. There's a lot of info here. And for PDY, there's that opening.
That smoke is a dead giveaway. They know that someone's playing on that position. No way. But PDY just steps on forward, instantly executes Adex. They have to check this, right? There's no way they don't. And look at how they come in on that timing. PDY doing a ton of damage here. VHW, he doesn't stand a chance. 15-14. And now all of a sudden,
Overtime.
the shoe is on the other foot. Yeah, look at the money for the CT side.
Overtime.
Could very much be our first OT coming into this series.
I mean, what a time for it to come in. The grand finals. I couldn't think of a better time, Lucas. As 00Prospects, they move into their investment. It's a couple of M4s. It's 1 or 2 MP9s. It's against the full buy, the AKs, the AWP of NLG. If there ever was a time to force overtime, this is the best buy you're going to get for a final round of regulation.
You are absolutely right.
Vocalicious holding for the mid-aggression. He knows that with the ruined economy of 00Prospects, they have to aggress somewhere. Perks, he failed to hold the smoke before. Can he do it again now? Spots out Lax. There's the opening. Does he get traded? Does he even double down?
Oh.
And, I mean, I don't like the fact he aggresses. Spook punishes it, falls to the 4-on-4, and now that AK is in a position where it could be retrieved.
Yeah, that's a small overextension.
Failed volley as well.
Yeah, but that was a small overextension where he got that extra confidence boost where he's like, okay, I can just keep this one moving forward. Unfortunately, does get punished, and now it is going to slow things down a little bit. You can instantly see that they kind of lost a little bit of that momentum as they slowly start making their way over towards that B-site ramp. 00Prospects, though, still playing it rather safe. You've got the one anchoring player over towards the entry point there by the stairs. You've got one right behind site. The one man playing over towards sandbags as well in the mid. And then a very, very reserved player in Adex who's playing this MP9 just closer towards CT. So what they want to do here is they're focusing their efforts into trying to force this into a hard retake scenario effectively. And they don't really have that much in lieu of grenades. On the opposite end, though, NLG, they have a lot more to play with.
No, you're absolutely right. With VHW, this flank is huge here. Spots out the entire attack. Shuts down the first player of Marky. He is able to cancel the utility usage, though. As NLG, they're going to continue the attack regardless. They know there's someone to worry about, but they can't try and duel him. Adex go for one. Caught out in midair as he tries to disengage.
Oh,
Red! A hell of a shot from Red there. The Tech 9 finds the head of Spook. Down to the 2-on-2. PD now extending into Jimbo. Makes noise on the disengagement. 10 seconds left. They have to plant. Red has to keep his teammate alive here. Luckily, that bomb goes down, but getting off the site is going to be the big problem. Jimbo looking to support VHW on the attack here as the MP9 swings out. This one up PHY. There's the kill. Red's low HP in the 1 versus 2 now. It's do or die for NLG.
He's tapping it.
They're sticking the 10 seconds.
Oh my god! And they know where he's playing from now. The flashbang is going to go out. Is there a kit for Jimbo? There is not. He's going to have to hold it. He's tapping it once
10
again.
seconds.
He hears Red move. He hears Red move. Oh my god. He's going to try. He's throwing the flashbang out. It's not going to do anything. He's faking it. Oh no!
What?
Red! No! Oh, Red! The timing! The timing!
Oh! We're going to overtime! Oh my god!
Look at him. He's just like, oh, okay, fuck it, chewing gum, you go out. It's time for OT. Let's fucking go, boys.
It goes to the final 0.3 of a second, Lucas.
Adex and Jimbo, the disappointment on their faces, evident.
My god! We enter overtime, and here's the thing, Lucas. Money's now no longer an object. Those orbs, they're going to come out left, right, and center. This is 16k OT. Oh my god! NLG, they go into the default. 00Prospects now having to worry quite a bit actually about the positioning of NLG because this AWPer is the man to worry about. Rez, 69 ADR, nice.
What a
Looking
round.
for an opening.
What an absolute beast of a round. Red with those crucial shots. The first drive-by with that Tech 9. opening things up in this overtime round on Adex, who's just been instrumental for them. Jimbo will bite back though on PDY, who again, that's another loss that they're really going to feel in the backlines. Bringing it down to that 4v4.
That's just so good, man.
Oh, dude, this man, he went from what, 14 kills up to 22 in just a handful of rounds.
Yeah.
And this was the danger point that we saw in that first best of 3 versus Heaven and Hell, that he couldn't really get activated until significantly later. But now we are seeing him really started to make big waves in this small pond that is Vertigo for game 1.
2 versus 4, and look at the flank of Okalicious as well. Regardless of 00Prospects being able to get in position to stop this attack, they've got to stop this flank. Usually it's a flank coming through from ramp. Not in this case, big boy, as Perks may be hit down by utility. Jimbo looks to aggress into Marky. Flash goes off. Marky swings out. There's the kill, but that flank is still something to worry about. Now, VHW also aggressing here, and that may actually mitigate the effectiveness of Okalicious' flank. Good for the first. There's the response. VHW, 1 versus 2. Full HP on both players, but both players, not only are they alive, they've got the positioning and they've got the bomb, more importantly. Okalicious, very slow with his rotation, in danger of being caught out. Instead, VHW is the one to be caught out. NLG, they go 16-15 into the lead. Remember, Lucas, it's overtime. The magic number we're looking for right now is 90.
Oh, what an absolute bender of a series. And this is just the first map?
Yeah, this is just the first map in a series that's probably going to 3 maps.
I feel that. I certainly do. We may be here for quite some time, you and I.
Yes.
16-15. Very assertive approach coming out here now from 00Prospects, as they too want to kind of force back a little bit of that pressure point. That's a beautiful pop flash, and that's going to really do them dirty. The Molotov is fantastic. Oh, they're taking so much damage. That is insane.
That's an opening. Oh, the ninja dropped down.
Oh, he was right on top of Okalicious. He did not notice that he was right there, tucked in just below him in that corner.
I don't think this game's ending, Lucas. I actually don't think this game's ending. Spook's in a position you're never going to expect. There's Marky to fall. Okalicious now 1 versus 4 on 44 HP. There's a lot of falls in that word, and well, for Okalicious now, hoping that he can at least kill 1. Adex, he decides otherwise. 16-16 now, as we continue this constant tug of war between both teams.
So this is going to be the final round out of this first half in OT. Money again, not really an issue. I would like to see NLG try to make a little bit of noise, take some space to force out that utility out of 00Prospects, because that has just been such a huge play part for them in setting up those supportive flashbangs for their teammates to allow them to take those aggressive and assertive peaks, to go into their side of the map, just, you know, dip their toes in the water, get a bit of info, get a kill or two. There's the first opener though in favor of the CT side, as they're just getting completely destroyed. Red knows that one man is close. Can he time it correctly? The answer is no. Tech9 comes out again. And remember that last time when he gave someone a really brutal shot to the face on that drive-by through the smoke on site? Not going to happen this time.
B-site's open.
It is open. It's a 3 versus 2, barely, because of that HP and Jimbo and Lax. I mean, the Tech9 is going to be a one-shot at this stage.
They expect the close angle to be held by PDY here. Looks like they do.
Hello.
There's the opening.
Oh, that timing, man. That is just the most brutal of timings. Very unfortunate there. Lax steps into the crosshairs, waiting. Red, der deutsche Scharfschütze. Can't believe it. I mean, this one has really gone the distance.
Spook for the 1v2. Hunting for one of these players, praying that he's given an opening, anything to work with. There's the opening through the wall. Red gets annihilated. The pre-fire's perfect.
Oh, man.
But it matters for Nat.
Sick.
PDY wins the 1 versus 1, as the half is won by NLG 17-16. Now, with both teams categorically doing better on their, well, on their CT side, on their T side, sorry. The CT side is just going to be, this is going to be double, triple, quadruple overtime until someone wins 2 rounds on their CT side.
That could absolutely be the case. But as you said, to reiterate, first to 19 will get that closer. NLG obviously just slightly closer to that point. They're still going to have to fight for it. Oh, I think Addicts might have DC'd.
Oh, we may need to have another tech timeout.
Yeah, you can actually hear them typing.
Yeah. Look, do we hear?
Yeah.
Oh, another tech timeout, Lucas.
Yeah, another tech timeout.
Lucas, with this opportunity.
All right, boys. Let's do it.
Can you tell me now? This is a gun I quite like.
All right.
I usually fucking hate bullpup guns.
All right.
But
Yeah.
the AUG.
Yeah.
What's your favourites? Tell me about the Steyr Org.
Steyr AUG. It's an Austrian assault rifle. It's a bullpup design, which means that the fire mechanism is located behind the magazine. Oh, sorry, in front of the magazine.
Yep.
And the advantage with the bullpup design is that you get a
Shorter barrel.
No, long. You get the
Longer barrel for a shorter space.
You retain the same
That's
length
the
of a full-length barrel
Fuck do I know.
in a shorter package.
Yeah.
That's
There you go.
the whole thing, and like it's a really modular system because you can change the side that it ejects on. So there is a level of ambidextrous operational capability for it. You can just change the side of the charging handle, and then you plug the port on the right side so it ejects out the left. Personally, I'm not a huge fan of it. I shot an AUG a couple of times.
Yeah.
The spring in the rifle is very, very powerful, and it slams into within this the plastic stock.
Yep.
So it's very loud. It's very loud. It's like
Something
jarring to shoot.
Something now that our host is here,
Hey,
Hey.
man, what's
we're going to talk about dual Berettas.
Oh, well, we were still on bullpups for a second.
Sorry, you're right, you can talk about
So-
bullpups for a moment.
There is at least the advantage in FPS games with the bullpup because it's a smaller package with the same barrel length that you can actually take corners a bit more aggressively because
that
you're not
is
being
true.
revealed by something like an M4 silencer, which we've seen again and again has been punished.
Yes, sir.
Yep.
That is absolutely true. And I mean,
Jolly good, Harry.
that's the advantage of using a small gun.
can see I'm
That's
trading 'em.
You're harder to do because when you come around a corner, like it's actually quite interesting, right? Because there are specific ways that you'll have operators train. Operators and soldiers will train on how to maneuver and manipulate their guns in an enclosed space. And when you come onto a corner, like famously, you have a technique that is called slicing the pie. So when you come around a corner, like if it comes here, you don't want to just walk past it like this because now you can see my gun barrel as I'm coming around. So what you want to do, you kind of want to step away, a couple of feet from that wall and come around like this.
You're almost like trying to take racing lines.
Yeah,
pretty much.
absolutely. That's a really good equivalent.
Anyway, dual Berettas.
Dual Berettas.
Okay, verdict, they fucking suck. Shut
Okay,
up.
all right. So we're
I mean,
gonna-
I didn't say anything about their about their value. I just figured, hey, got a tech pause. Why not a famous rant
what?
from our
Let's-
two favorite gun enthusiasts?
let's bring the caster cams on.
Drawing close here because Kremer's
is-
going to have a story time.
This
Oh,
is
yeah?
this is a PSA.
Hit
Are
me.
you thinking of using dual Berettas? That's right. If you are, fuck you. From me, from Lucas, fuck you. You are the problem, right? You are the problem if we're using dual Berettas. For the simple reason, it's FSM92, no, it's M92Gs, I think, the ones in CSR.
They're M9s. They're just M9s.
Just M9s, they don't have a designation.
It's
right,
no,
okay.
that is the designation, M9.
Right, okay. So Beretta M9s, pretty cool gun as a standalone. You would agree?
Yeah, they're really solid.
Yeah,
I've
solid-
shot an M9
solid
and a
gun.
92 FS. They're very solid
Right.
pistols.
Do you just want to alternate problems with dual wielding? I'll say what you say one. Right.
Okay,
Okay. My go-to is going to be you're getting a mouthful from cartridges.
Okay,
spent
well,
cartridges.
okay. So shell
from
casings
one
is
of them.
I would say shell casings are an issue 1 in 100 times.
Okay, that's still that 1 in 100. If you happen
mean,
to
it's-
happen to work with guns, 1 in 100 is kind of frequent.
It is an issue with any firearm that uses bad ammo.
Okay, all right. You got one as well then. The problem with dual wielding.
Yeah, I can say a lot about the issues of dual wielding.
Go on,
First and
what's
foremost,
one then?
so when you're using a pistol,
Mhm.
you have your the control hand or like the primary hand that you're
Yeah.
using as a lefty or right-handy, and then you've got your support hand, and this one is very important actually
Yeah.
because when you're holding a pistol, I'm a lefty, so I'm going to kind of do this. So as a lefty, what you're doing is whenever you're taking your support hand off the pistol to manipulate stuff in your environment, that would be like a door, I need to move something out of the way, I need to manipulate the slide of the firearm or something like that, then I've got this hand free. Now, if I've got 2 pistols, I don't have this hand free, which means that I have to go like, oh, fuck,
Use your teeth,
and
bite it.
put the pistol down,
Yep,
and then that defeats the purpose of me dual wielding, right?
yep.
And then you've got sight alignment, which is obviously a huge point there.
A pro that we see quite a lot is people going, yeah, but you get a higher volume of fire, and you got a higher fire rate. Doesn't necessarily matter because people slow their fire rate to be more accurate anyway because you can't aim with 2 guns
I mean,
at the same time.
it depends. I mean, from a technical perspective, I guess it would be correct to say like
Yep.
you have the potential for higher
Like
volumes of fire.
mathematically, it's correct.
Mathematically, yeah, there is a variable that says you may be able
like
to.
if you happen to exist around 1870, it is one of the best options for rapid fire.
Because that's where the whole thing came from, like the dual wielding stuff, right? Because you wouldn't see cowboys practically using double pistols, but they would carry two, because turns out when you're using a black powder pistol, well, you have to open the loading gate and then use the little loading arm to like open the punch out the shell casing, rotate the cylinder and then do that again. It takes time, so it's better to have 12 rounds ready to go.
Before we go to the interview, actually,
you really want to just go over production here for some more dual Beretta things.
We'll relate it back to in-game, right? Because people say, well, it doesn't matter, it's a video game. In-game, okay? So when you buy dual Berettas, they're $500, right? So you get an extra piece of utility, a flash, maybe even a nade, maybe even a smoke, maybe something that would help your team, maybe a kit if you're so inclined.
I think the P250 is just superior.
God bless, right? So the other argument I've seen you make, Harry, is you get a few extra bullets. Name in a professional game, name a time someone has gone through all 30 bullets and been alive at the end of it.
Get right, Banana.
Right, awesome. That's one. CS has been out for almost 20 years, and you can think of once, right?
I mean, I was kind of late to the CS parties. I've obviously.
Oh, okay, right. 15 years, and you've got one example. All right. There's also on top of the fact that every time we see on board in the last year and a half has been maybe Nuke, maybe Top of Banana, sometimes Vertigo if you're feeling a bit fancy. Never. All right. We'll think of Top Hut on Nuke, sorry, because that's the most common place, right?
Sure.
You come out of huts and you hear someone shooting on top of you. Every member on your team turns 180 and they blast that guy to smithereens.
Yeah.
So never are you going to get the full usage of dual Berettas. Yeah, but the higher fire rate. No, they limited it. You physically can't fire it faster than the game allows you to. There's no reason for dual Berettas. One guy every 5 or 6 games is going to hit a clip.
If you are as disturbingly repulsed by the dual Berettas as Kremer, fear not. There's always help out there, and I will help you now by throwing to this interview.
Thank you, Harry.
We're back once again with another interview, and this one for me is a little bit different. We are here with the coach from 00Prospects, Dennis Ritter. How are you doing?
Hello, I'm good. You?
Can't complain, man. This is always my favorite part with interviews, is when I get the chance to sit down and talk to the coach, because generally speaking, you'll have a little bit more of a bigger picture kind of perspective of things going on. But hey, man, so first and foremost, let's kind of jump right into it. So as the coach, what exactly is your defined role? Because I know there are going to be a lot of people who have an idea of what a coach is supposed to do, but like, what is a day in your work? What is that like?
Normal day, like today where we have the game against State Punks, would be to make sure that we're tactically ready for playing against State Punks, and make sure that the players is as well, and we get to play the maps we want, and being like having the right mindset of my players, that we don't take anything for granted, because we're a new team still. We just started playing HUTV games, and so we need to take every opportunity we have to actually show our names out there.
Yeah, no, I think that makes perfect sense. And I'm curious, like, what kind of role do you take in terms of the social structure within the team? Are you the guy who kind of has to reel them in a little bit if they get a little bit too excited, or just keep the focus up? Like, how do you kind of operate within that framework?
There's two things I work out from. Like, if it gets too goofy on TeamSpeak when we play, we're up 10-0 or whatever. Like, I still want to play it our way, because otherwise I'm just getting annoyed. First of all, and second of all, when we're losing like 5, 6, 7 rounds in a row, people starts to be more and more silent. So the main thing for me is to keep the same energy level throughout the whole game, winning 10-0 or losing 0-5 or whatever. Like, I want the same intensity and focus no matter what opponent we have.
That's awesome. I love that, kind of pushing towards an internal consistency, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And so as you're going to be coming up against City State Punks, right? Like, how would you kind of prepare without telling me too much? But what do you do then? Do you review demos and then you kind of take notes, talk to the boys? Like, how do you kind of work there? I'm very curious.
So this is very new to the team that we know what opponent we're playing. Like we knew that a week ago or something too, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
And we've actually had time to not just do one day of research of the opponent. So we've instead of just doing one map of each opponent, like they're probably playing 6 maps. So a normal day would be to go through all the 6 maps, but just one map of each. Now we have time to actually go through more demos on the same map, so we can be even more prepared. So yeah, that's how we do it with these guys.
So it's going to be quite of an interesting experience then to be able to have that level of preparation. Do you know how the guys feel about it? Because I know that for some players, they're more comfortable just taking it on the day, kind of moving in like that, and others do like to play that longer preparation game.
Oh, we are taking it on the day. Like we're not doing the things 3 days before, because if I know my players, they already forgot 1 hour later. So we do these kind of things 1 hour before, and then we practice how we want to play against them. And yeah, that's how we're gonna do it.
And it's a very multinational lineup. How are the communications flowing? Do you guys do English, or like what's the?
Yeah, we're talking English. Like we have 3 Norwegians, 1 Sweden, 1 Romanian. So even though that the 2 Norwegians are, even though that we might have 2 Norwegians alive, they still communicate in English, because otherwise it would get complicated. And just whenever we join TeamSpeak in the morning or whatever, communicating English at all times, just to to have that same kind of environment all the time.
Yeah, again, always moving towards that consistency. That's awesome, man. Well, I'm really excited to see how you guys are going to perform. Thank you so much for your time, Ritter, and I wish you good luck.
Thank you.
Fill me out with your smile, while the sunshine brings the light. Fill me out with a flame, I will let you in this game. Take me out when I'm down, 'cause with you I'm safe and sound. 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 I'm safe and sound.
lose ourselves in the spirit of things. We lose our sight when we put our trust in things of this material world, of things that fade away. Yet we keep coming back, 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 keep coming back. Of things we know. We are dreaming in the dark. We are nothing more than dust. Search but you stay lost. We are reaching for the stars, but we're making this too hard. And I wonder where you are. Mysterious, that's the part you always show. 'Cause you're too curious. Maybe you should take it slow. Mysterious, that's the part you always show. 'Cause you're too curious. Maybe you should take it slow. We're dreaming in the dark. We are nothing more than dust. You search but you stay lost. We are reaching for the stars. We're making this too hard. And I wonder where you are. Reaching for stars. I wonder where you are. Oh. life goes, there is also misery. It's no mystery. And you and I, we got history, yeah. Wherever love flows, there is also tragedy. When we're in too deep. And you and I, we got history, yeah. Go look in the mirror, say, hey, I'm sorry for all the pain. I'm sorry for all the pain. Go look in the mirror, say, hey, I'm sorry for all the pain. I'm sorry for all the pain. Go look in the mirror, say, hey, I'm sorry for all the pain. I'm sorry for all the pain.
Never ever find the right words, and there's no way this is real life. There's no telling you're the right girl, so I can only say that it feels right. It feels right. It feels right. Yeah, I can only say that it feels right. It feels right. It feels right. Yeah, I can only say that it feels right.
To get off the darkest ground, but gravity pulls you straight down. Earth from a bird's eye view. You should grow feathers and see this too. When you want to get off the darkest ground, but gravity pulls you straight down. When you want to get off the darkest ground, gravity pulls you straight down. You and me are born of regularities, living all the dreams, playing all the games, and getting high on love. They can chase us down, but we will always win. Leading every dance, feeling every touch, and getting high on love. We're invincible. Trust in me. We're invincible. Don't you see? We're invincible. We're invincible. We're invincible. We're invincible. We're invincible. I just assumed I'd play the part of keeping you in the right direction. No matter how your confidence may fall, I'll be here as your foundation. And I say, hey, yo, just let it go. Your struggles won't remain. And I say, hey, yo, we're holding hope and wake up yesterday. So hold on to
Gave you too much, now I'm swallowed. Now I'm the fool while you're breaking rules. Dangerous path that I follow. Oh, go on, just do what you do. And it hurts as I bleed for you, cry for you. Let me bleed.
All right, boys, we're back, and we
Well,
have
hey.
finally, seemingly, allegedly, maybe,
Potentially.
potentially, you know, almost sorted things out. We are going to be heading into a round that may play out rather quickly because Marky is going to draw first blood in favor of his team in NLG. Now, mind you,
Everyone's kills is in minuses.
yeah, just ignore that.
Yes.
The stats may be somewhat deceiving, guys, but as it stands, this is the correct scoreline, and so NLG needs to win only 2 rounds to take map number 1, and thereafter we'll be heading into D2, which would be their pick. And obviously that would be absolutely fantastic for them. However, if you're 00Prospects, you are going to be livid.
You're absolutely right. We move into what is going to be some fairly slow pit control from 00Prospect. They've been really quiet about it as well, so NLG don't really have anyone to stop this attack. However, they do have the fast rotation from mid. Solid flash actually buys a bit of time there, and that allows PDY to at least dig in, backside, accompanied by opening.
Molly.
Swings out.
Really
There's
good
the
molly.
opening. The molly's good, and it's the
Oh,
aim that
Jimbo!
fails, though. Jimbo.
What? He just manpower walks up
3v3.
onto that site, doesn't give a damn in the world. And that is what presents them an opportunity into that round, Kremer.
On low HP, though, the aggressive util is going to be something to worry about. That molly is going to force him out of position. Spook on a close angle hit. If he's killed, then all of a sudden NLG or 00P lose a lot of power.
I want them to time the drop with this peek from CT. Oh man, Spooky does it. Jimbo's there for the pickup as Marky's going to come in for a bite back of his own. 3k there for Jimbo. 2-piece there for Marky. His time is going to be ticking. He's going to fall off. He's going to save that AWP. And 00Prospects will equalize it at 17-17.
I want to know, how was Spook able to get that kill when, but they knew he was coming, they knew where he was positioned, and they pre-fired him. And Spook gets a kill without taking damage.
Because he's a gamer.
That's a big cock-up on NLG's part.
It is a big cock-up, yeah.
As they equalise at 17-17, remember, this is single overtime. First big number you're aiming for. 18 guarantees double overtime. 19 guarantee, 19 victory. Is a victory, Lucas.
That is correct.
Victory is something that you want in this game. As NLG, as NLG, they set up once again for some fairly aggressive ramp control. Red's going for a peek. He knows his presence, he hears the utility, but he hasn't been given the chance to shoot someone yet.
Imagine like the self-destructive CS player is like, I'm just playing to lose very slowly.
Yeah.
Just waste the other team's time.
The real winner here is my soul.
The real winner here is going to be your electric power company build guy.
Red backs off just as the execution comes his way.
Missed shot there from Red. Bit awkward. But I actually,
double sandbags.
yeah,
big drop.
Oh, Perks, what are you doing, buddy? That's an absolutely vital shutdown, but Marky is there to pick things back up.
No.
Oh, he sees the legs. That's such an important kill as well. Brings it back down. It really gives him an opportunity now, but Red could just be absolutely massive in this situation. He just needs to be so patient. As you can see, they're playing as if he's not there. Going to take for that first one. Spook again, really coming alive for these last 2 rounds. Vital. But his patience may pay off. They're kind of holding it. Oh, he has the plant. That's the fake. He doesn't even scope. He's so patient. I love this discipline. There you go. There it is. Oh, my. Oh. Hey, Dex. He's going to push through. Off the back of that smoke, but no! PDY shuts it down, and Red with the assist to follow up. 18-17 map point in overtime for NLG.
0-0 Nation find themselves now up against the wall. Up against the wall, Lucas. This is not only their map pick, but more importantly, it's their mistake to make. We saw both of these teams, their best half was their attacking half. The fact that they now have to well, the fact that they now have to rely on this is ever so slightly worrisome. The nade stack only tickles. Spook doesn't do anything too significant, as Red is going to peek through scaffolding. There's no opening as of yet, as Marky is hoping for the aggression of Jimbo here in mid.
I like that he's taken this from position 1. Good for 2. That is massive. That is absolutely huge because both Spook and Jimbo have been instrumental for these initial setups in the round. And now they're gone. Snuffed out.
Red's
Gone forever.
This may embolden Red to go aggressive, actually. He knows that there's a push coming. Flash is going to keep him back, though, and for Oop, that is them just disengaging. They turn their attention to Piz, where Okalicious is going to be the man to duel. He's out, called out by VHW, and for now, PDY, he just needs to survive. Taking someone with him, tries to double down, called out by VHW now, and NOG needs to be very careful they don't overextend and lose that man advantage.
You're absolutely on point there, Peter. It's especially about all this tempo. Oh, that Molotov is, ooh, it's spicy, spicy. They will get the plant down, but are going to be forced off for that. Double flashbang, absolutely perfect. Airdex blindsided, tries to go for the yes, it connects it. I can't believe it, but Perks will be there for the pickup, and the 2-piece, which closes it, and NLG have taken map 1.
For what feels like an hour break, that's kind of anticlimactic.
Yeah, kind of.
NLG, they go 19-17, taking their opponent's map pick of Vertigo, and they now really set themselves up for what could very well be a dominant series.
They could. D2, again, like we were talking about before we rolled into that first map, it is not something that you pick haphazardly. No.
No, D2 is a map that is picked with purpose. And when I think about D2, I think about AWPers. We had ourselves a good duel here between Red and Atex. Do you guys have a idea as to who you think's in the lead at the moment?
Absolutely Red, because like if you look at the last few rounds here in OT, but then as you came into that through regulation, he had such a huge amount of impact as you're looking at, let's say, the last 6 rounds in regulation, because they were up against the wall there. They were looking at a 15-13 scenario. And then they fought that back for those last 2 rounds, brought it over towards OT, and then they managed to close it like this. Absolutely a fantastic show.
And NLG being able to break out of this rut that was in their first match of only being a CT team and showing more variability here is obviously going to make it more contentious as we go into these further maps. And of course, guys, we couldn't do all of this without our friends over at ASEX and Kappa Bar. So thank you so much for supporting the ASEX Vienna Open 2022. We are, of course, going to be sending one of these teams over to ASEX Masters, which is going to be for 10k euros. And of course, the winner today is going to be walking away with 4,000 euros as well. Second place gets 2.5k.
Yeah, tell you what, Harry. Those in the chat, I believe the flavors are being put up now by Lucas. We've got, I believe this is lemon. We've got eucalyptus, mint, cosmic mint. Is that chili? And what's that last one? Licorice. Name in the chat which one you want. Me and Lucas will both put one in and we'll cast with an XX for our final, for what could potentially be our next map.
Do you know what's going to happen?
So
like,
do say in the chat.
I'm going to do a few of these. I'm going to make like a fruit salad of them, and then
make a lucky dip.
A banquet of snooze.
Yeah, and then I'm going to.
Me and Lucas will do it. Harry won't do it because he'll
die. I was going to say, but you know,
I don't have the constitution for that.
Yeah, you just need to. You're like full Dex build. You need more.
I'm Dex 20, man. Dex 20. I'm Constitution 6.
Let's.
Which one do you want to try, Lucas?
I don't know. Like I'm kind of towards this one, the eucalyptus.
Eucalyptus was pretty good.
Because I do like eucalyptus.
I can tell you which one I don't want. I don't want that chili one because that's meant to be really strong.
Oh yeah, all right.
That's the only one I'm scared of.
By the way, obviously, with all of that said and done, I do think it's worth mentioning that for you guys watching there at home, we do have a little raffle, right? Where if you follow the stream, you have a chance to win a €100 Steam gift card that can be used for anything.
That you can buy on Steam.
That you can buy on Steam, exactly.
So not anything, but
most
things on Steam.
If you want, you can buy Neko Para 1 to 3. I mean, it's just like...
What, for £100?
No, for a lot less. You can get those 3 games and have money to spare to get Elden Ring. So, that to me is a good deal.
That's true.
How much is Neko Para, Lucas? You said that with a lot of conviction.
I feel
like you know.
I think episode 0 is like $3. It's really cheap.
Oh, so you can get Elden Ring and something else.
You get all of those.
That's so much stuff to get.
That is so much stuff.
We'll see you after this break.
ASEX Vienna Open. Shoot for the moon. If it was easy, everyone would do it. Greatness is a lot of small things done well. Game after game, after kill. Every second can change the outcome. Watch the rise of stars. Final showdown, April 2nd. Ace the game.
intersect. On each one I reflect. These lines write my story. These places change me, each one replacing. Like night into morning, I miss the open air, the going anywhere, riding with you.
Hey boys, welcome back to the ASEX Vienna Open. We are here on map 2. It is going to be Dust. That is the selection of NLG. Victors of the previous map, that was Vertigo, 19-17. They found that closer. And here we are, starting things off here on what is going to be that T side.
NLG, they find themselves with armor on every single person. They're here for some angels. Red with a smoke alongside Marquis with 2 flashes to get them to this A site, where Adex spots the engagement coming, just, well, rings off a few shots, backs off. Why not play the retake, Lucas? That's exactly what they're going to do.
I love this. Teams that have that discipline, where they allow the Ts to go for this setup.
Yeah.
But the only issue would be, like, if it comes down to a 5v5 retake, it's just going to burn off so much time on that clock, which is going to make things very dangerous. A little bit of a boosty tower goes up there, and no one does a lot of damage. Oh, he's trying to go for the Kukuli jump. Not going to happen. or however you pronounce his name, French player who
Was it Kelly?
QCLY, I think, or something. QKLY.
Kukli Bennett?
Yeah. Oh boy, what? Oh my god, look at this exchange. It's like back and forth, man. It's like the stock market. Or the stock exchange.
And that's the 2007 collapse, was it? As NLG, they find themselves low HP on both VHW and Lax, but beaten, battered, and bruised. They find themselves taking the pistol rounds.
No, that's Oop who take the pistol.
Is that Oop? Oh, you're right. The teams are backwards.
Yeah, the UI is reversed.
You're
so
right.
Don't fret, boys.
don't
We'll have
fret.
that sorted soon.
On that note, in the break, before we cut to break, no one said quick enough what flavour of snooze to try. So we're both
Right, so
we're both going for eucalyptus.
what we
aren't
did, we both did eucalyptus. I can tell you it's burning the shit out of me. I'm having a great time.
It's good. It's a pick me up though.
Oh.
I feel more awake with it.
Okay, yeah, you know what? So one thing as to why I was always dubious on snooze is because it would fuck me up. I'm feeling it, Mr. Krabs.
Why did you not tell me that before I made that bet and before I told you first person to take it out as a bitch?
Because I'm a powerful man.
But you've just taken it out.
Yeah, I know. I had to
I
throw
will consider all that as
I had to throw in the towel.
honestly, snooze is good. I like it.
I like the flavour of it a lot.
Yeah, we had a pretty good flavour choice.
I think so, yeah. I'm quite keen on trying the what's it called? It's the
That's stronger than the one we have in though.
the Guarana Chili Bean.
Yeah, that's stronger than the one we have.
I'm curious about it. Holy shit.
Yeah, CS is happening right now.
Yeah,
Oh,
so
LG.
I guess you know it's one of these things where we've been casting for quite a long time.
Yes, we have.
And if anyone has any questions, then it's gonna be like, yeah, you know, it's been a long night.
NLG currently 2-0 down as Oop find themselves with a pretty dominant start. I like NLG's thought process to try and just go for the B site. It's one of the hardest sites to retake in fact, the hardest site to retake in the game. So if you do have your bomb down, regardless of your buy, you're in a pretty good spot. Unfortunately, then have to drop to the eco where Oop are going to just really farm some cash with this MP9 on ADEX, who's looking to just push everywhere possible.
Correct. Whew. You know what, Kremer?
Yes.
Yeah.
Just yes.
Yep.
Yeah. Deagle's doing pretty good though.
I feel like I've been hit with a sledgehammer.
Really? Does nicotine hit you that hard?
No, I mean it's because I haven't been smoking for years. So.
I quit fairly recently.
Oh yeah, so you're probably fine.
Yeah, so this is quite a nice experience.
Yeah, no, I get you. I feel that.
Well, something that our graphic designer was telling us. See, he snooses quite. Is that the term snoozing?
Snoozing.
He snooses quite a lot.
You snooze quite a lot.
Yeah, he was explaining that they're really good for if you had a long day, you want a bit of burst of energy. Snoozes are really good for that. And so honestly, they're actually the ideal product to go through an esports broadcast with, considering we had some pretty long tech pauses.
I think it's like one of those things, right, where you have this equivalent. It's like, why did so many soldiers smoke during the war? It's like, yeah.
Well, yeah, but I think the only people who could understand that are people who have been in war.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
Yeah.
Oh man, it's like, oof.
Granted, wait, if you pass it here, what Asex do is on the like tub, they have 5 notches to show the strength.
Oh shit!
You've picked up a 4 out of 5 strength.
I didn't realize that.
Yeah, you probably should have picked one of the weaker ones, Lucas.
You're right.
What's the lime one? Because that was, or the lemon one, sorry, because that was much weaker.
The green, no, that's 4. It's not much weaker.
That's also 4. Here's the thing: our production team are really heavy snooze users, and so they gave us some really strong ones, and we're not.
Yeah, you know what?
It's a good thing you didn't try the cosmic ones. That really would have.
Because that's the big boy.
Those are the big boys. You really would have suffered with that.
Yeah.
Also, you passed me the licorice one. This one isn't licorice.
Oh, did I give you the wrong one? Yeah, look, dude, I'm just out of it. This thing just wrecked me.
It's the bottom one, Lucas.
Was it? Oh yeah, it's the white one.
Well,
Yeah.
This one was this also 4? Yes, this was also 4.
I have no idea why, because this is a really interesting experience.
This one's 5.
Jesus
Good thing we
Christ.
didn't try that one.
I mean, the other one was 5 as well, right?
No, that was 4.
Is that 4?
Jesus Christ, Lucas! do you need a moment, bud? Like,
Yeah, I'm. Like,
I love how when
I think it's the combination of like actually being very tired.
when we got these as well, they said if you haven't got experience with things, just don't try them on set. And I just assumed that you'd have been alright with it.
Yeah, I'm alright with it. I think I'm alright with it. You know what? It's like this. If I'm not alright, I took one for the team.
That's true. You did. You did this for the sake of the broadcast.
I did.
NLG currently
And
3-0
I think it's worth mentioning that, you know, it's one of those things that sometimes you have to go through the hoops. Interesting push here, by the way, coming out from Oop on the CT side. They've sent 2 boys in towards lower dark, and this is the buy round coming up here for the 4th one. So we do, in fact, have red on that AWP. Let's see if he can make his mark. PDY kind of being very cautious here. Yeah, he takes that first contact, and he's just going to fall off. He doesn't want to stay and overextend into this. He's going to commit into that duel, and he will lose his life to Jimbo.
Smoke's been deployed onto short here. Adex does have to be a bit careful. There's Marky's on this close angle, so he does have to just take his time with any form of aggression. And for red, he does have this AWP in hand, sort of poised on long, hoping for a peek maybe from Lax here. But Lax, I think, is actually able to throw a one-way, so Okalicious needs to be a bit careful as he swings up ramp. It's actually a very heavy stack on this A side from NLG. They know exactly what we were trying here.
Yeah, or from Oop. They've got. No, you're absolutely right. Yeah, this is NLG. They're coming in here with force. All the players lining up, and this first contact point now, you've actually got two CTs coming up there.
One way as well.
Oh, Marky, you could have gotten that kill. VHW falling off the angle, and Lax actually boosted up slightly. This is quite nice. I do like it. It's a bit of a one-way, so this could be very nasty. Could catch him off guard. Ready for it again. Look at that. Giving away his position. That's the first one. Good for more. Marky picks up the one on the trade, but Okalicious, of course, he's back there. He's back there, and he's massive.
2 on 1. How the hell? How did NLG recover that?
I have no
That was
idea.
incredible. And bear in mind, NLG had a 5-man stack on that A site. 3 on short, 2 from CT, and they still get shut down. Incredible stuff from NLG there. And well, their buy round is successful. Marky, Marky and Okalicious, what a round from both of them there. And Okalicious, the second kill onto the AWPer is just incredible. I mean, even if he doesn't kill the third player, he keeps the attention drawn long enough to just set his teammates up for success. Red sees the aggression.
Oh,
there's
hello.
the opening, and we said the Battle of the AWPers is going to be everything on Dust 2. And well, Red, he's opening with a bang.
Oh my. Losing 2 players instantly there, that's obviously a bit of an issue, but the trade backs are solid, and instantly we look at a situation where we find themselves down 4-2.
B site secured as well.
Yeah, that's rough, man.
Adex may actually be caught from T-spawn, which is going to be absolutely harrowing.
Oh, yeah, like, this is a bit of...
Just gets past.
Oh, that's rough, man. Because now they don't know that he's actually bypassed them
what a
here.
flank.
Depending on if they rush this or not, because they are absolutely not in a position where they have to hurry, right? So if they just take their time, they play this in a disciplined manner, then they could just finish this very quickly. But nope, there it is. Adex confirmed in that position. Now this is going to maybe force the bomb to shift over towards the other side of the map, but it seems they want to commit. And remember, they still have the one player committed in Okalicious, in Jimbo, all the way over towards the side. So it is going to be that split they have to face. Oh, and
That's
he
a
gets the
big
better
kill.
of him.
If Oop are able to convert a 2 on 4 just by isolating
Oh my
NLG
god, they may do
players,
it. They may do it! But Marky,
this is worrying.
he closed it back
Very
down
worrying.
to 1-on-1. 30 seconds left on the clock, so he doesn't have to hurry that much. Now, is Jimbo going to try to push through the smoke? Yeah, he's already walked away half through. Second fake. Doesn't see the gun barrel. There it is. Confirmed by Marky. Stone cold killer.
Oh, I like that. Goes to the AWP instead of the plant, realizing there's more value in it. Passes it to Red now, who is going to try and continue this momentum. It's down to what may just be a full eco from NLG here, maybe upgraded pistols, but that'll be it. But for what was a 4-on-4, was that a 5-on-2 at some point? Guaranteed a 4-on-2. That should never have been that close. Dude. You've been wrecked by that snooze. That's NLG. They find themselves naded off the angle on mid, and for Oop now.
What happened was the fucking snooze needed me off the angle, dude. I'm just gone.
You only had it in for like a minute.
No, it's like, was at least 3. I went hard, bro.
Oh, we had that. If we had that really strong one, we'd have been killed.
Do you know what the funniest thing would have been there? I would have loved to see Harry try one.
Well, now you've tried one and have been nuked. Harry's not going to touch one if his life depended on it. Right.
All right.
Goes.
It's going to be
USB in hand.
Oh, spook. Oh no, they're going to catch him on the delayed swing. Not much they can do. We have someone holding those back lines, as you can see right there, posturing for them. Oh, Red, you have to be careful, but the drop zone is perfect. He plays out well, calls in as well for Perks to assist. Just a really nice hold. Very, very good. They're keeping it incredibly clean. And they're moving with poise and confidence. Oh, VHW gets the better of Red, and that has to be so frustrating. They do recover the AWP at least, so that does save them that extra cash investment, which is obviously very important here. They want to build that bank as much as they can, as it stands 3-3 right now.
Just juggling these weapons. Going to try and get Red that AWP as quick as humanly possible. He's got such a good spawn to try and duel the players on B. Unfortunately, unable to get the AWP means he's just going to turn his attention back to mid. Boosted up, hoping for an angle on the player crossing. They've already done just that. No one's really fighting mid here because NLG, or for OOP, sorry, the HUD hasn't switched. OOP haven't been able to establish any kind of presence with an AWP, which means that fighting in mid, fighting on long, is just 2 times more difficult.
It's certainly a tall order, that much is certain. Now, I would like to see NLG kind of reconsolidate a little bit, because what they've done now is they've split themselves, and this could lend it to where it just gives away these individual picks for 00Prospects, but it does go in the way of NLG. That's a great opener. Jimbo also pushing up over towards short, and he has to give away his life for that one, but Spook is going to be able to at least shut down that entry over towards the B side. But Adex very bravely steps on forward, gets a quick kill over towards Perks, and then he falls off.
Lax revealing himself on long as well. That plant will go for short. Red can worry about the guy on long. He can just play the range game. There's the kill onto Lax now. 3-on-2. There is that additional player from long, which may very well catch out Okalicious here. The Martyrdom nade, not quite able to secure that kill. Adex already tagged down by Okalicious. Realizing that with his position known, he just hightails it out of there, Lucas. For NLG, that's the lead.
Yes, sir. I need like 30 seconds.
Actually. NLG. Oh, man. NLG, they find themselves in a pretty strong position now. With that round advantage, OOP find themselves now down to another eco as, well, NLG just continue their momentum. Currently 4 rounds on the bounce, looking to make it 5. And with a saved M4 on Adex, I mean, yes, he could drop another. They could salvage a buy on OOP. I like the fact they're not. It means that they are really taking a... They're taking a very aggressive stance on the fact that they need an AWP. And I like the fact that they've identified that, because Red, even though his kills aren't many, he's really looking to just keep up that momentum, keep up that damage. Zadex with that hero M4 boosted up, hunting for lower tunnels. Unable to spot anyone out just yet. As VHW on long awaits the attack. Spook in mid also being very passive. Once again, without that AWP, you can't fight mid properly. And that's something that NLG are just going to keep abusing as they head up through short. There are players on short to worry about, but I mean, is that enough? Right now, the M4 still in rotation, sort of around ramp here. Lax tries to challenge Red. There's the opening. There's the dominance of that AWP. Is Jimbo on doors? The fading smoke might give him an angle onto Okalicious. Timing just about favors him, and he may even be able to get away here.
Nearly a second kill there. One of those shots just needs to go a little bit wary, and that could be everything to end it. Tries to go for the 3rd attempt on that re-peek, but he will get smashed down into the ground by Red on that AWP once again. Adex going to push forward here, get closer towards that short angle, but you can see no commitment still. As NLG, they've gone to the completely opposite side of the map, and I think this is just going to be that hard save, man. You take the guns, anything that you can really just scavenge in this round and bring it into that one that is going to be round number 9. But it is going to be NLG to hit that 5th mark. Obviously, you look at that overlay, it is a little bit mismatched, but do not fret, guys, because we will keep updating you on the actual scores. But it is going to be NLG, 5 rounds back-to-back.
This eucalyptus is actually really good.
Like, I like the taste. I do.
Yeah,
I really enjoy the flavor.
You just haven't had nicotine in a while.
In a while, it's been ages, man.
Well, I mean, World War I is a nicotine product, and they are a little bit stronger than cigarettes. So
they are.
If you are doing it for the first time, the advice that we were given for first-time users is put it in for like 2 minutes, take it out, put it in again, and so just you don't overdo it. The other follow-up as well is try not to do it after you've just eaten.
Wait, really?
Well, not directly after. Sort of do it when you're on a full stomach but not hungry, not full, sort of thing.
Interesting.
Yeah, and that way you just don't avoid any stomach problems. But this is for first-time users though. Like, if you're used to nicotine, then you can.
I mean, I'm not a first-time user technically.
No, but so. you've not. I think you've not smoked in a while. So now.
That's true.
Yeah. With NLG currently on a 5-round win streak, looking to continue that. Red holding this close angle. Has VHW to worry about. Going to the same angle he was punished on before, so a bit of a brave angle to hold, actually. As NLG turn their attention to mid. Adex finally has an AWP. What can he do with it? Flash won't touch him, but he's ready for aggression rather than peeking for a man advantage himself here. Bit of a defensive stance from the AWPer. Jimbo holds the short push now. No real presence on shorts, bar Jimbo, who's sort of on a head glitch, means that NLG are going to get a fair bit of control, relatively uncontested. I mean, yeah, the utility does some damage, but that map control is still being garnered.
This time a little bit of a slower burn coming out of the boys in NLG. As you can see, they've already taken a little bit of damage. 1 minute left on this clock. And I mean, so far, the entire setup here kind of hinges on that you just burst onto this site with double pop flashes. And this is a very straightforward take. I am a fan of this. The team that executed this to near perfection was Na'Vi many years ago. Obviously, it's a bit of a different beat today, but so far, look at that again. It's all about the momentous shift.
Adex has control of the bomb there.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
So, with 25 seconds left,
that's rough, man.
NLG, they just have to hit the safe site. I don't think Adex realizes that he has control of the bomb here. Shuts down the first player. Flash will mean that he can fight the secondary. In mid, PDY falls. All the pressure is on red now to try and trade.
That's it.
10 seconds left.
They have to save. That's
NLG
it.
save.
You cannot do anything more in this round. 5 seconds on the clock, and this means that we are going to see 00Prospects go for that fourth one secured in the bag. 5 rounds still here in favor of NLG, but absolutely a good way to close that gap. And it's a really comfortable round to win as well, where you don't lose all too much. So I think you're very happy on this CT side.
And NLG, they sort of just, well, they dominate quite a bit there, actually. I'm actually very impressed, as we find ourselves now with a difficult position, that being said, for Oop here, where they don't quite know how to beat NLG because they sort of lost to themselves last round. Utilities fired off the long control, but there's no presence behind the back of it, bar the lone member of Okalicious taking the lurk roll as mid control's established. Counteraction to Banana, or the Banana take, the B take is traded, leaving WHV alone on B right now.
This is, again, going to be a very hard-fought round for NLG. Down in terms of manpower, but Okalicious. Oh, this angle, dude. If he plays this correctly, if he is disciplined about it, he could just end the round here and now. That's the first one, lining him at 1, not for 2. What? Okalicious, mate.
That's
a travesty.
That's a huge whiff now.
A Shakespearean drama in the making, but red. What a shot to catch. As Perks is coming in on this back line.
Look how low WHV is as well.
But that bomb, man, it's out in the open. They need to recover the bomb.
Perks needs to get out on this site, and he needs to do it fast.
Oh, I can't. Okalicious, dude. That was his round. He had that one in the bag. I don't know what went wrong, but the focus just wasn't there. 2 versus 2. It is absolutely doable, but for both sides, it has to be played now without making any mistakes. They need to play this near perfectly.
I don't know if she could time themselves out again. They absolutely are. What?
Oh, red. Playing with fire, man.
The Okalicious misses a lurk, and Perks is scared of Oop, I want to say there. Genuinely scared of not fighting when in a position where he knows VHW is. He hears him on that angle. He knows he's there, and he just doesn't challenge it. Hey, that's a huge whiff, and, well, for Okalicious, again, a really shaky position to be in. Perks, that, while Okalicious could have won that flank, that round for me was Perks. Perks' loss. I believe there was like 3 HP on WHV. Red peeks into mid. Can't quite cancel the cross yet. Adex not really fighting for mid, which I quite like. Instead, he's playing more of a passive role. In BPDY now. Going back to his usual kind of entry role. While the rest of NLG set their gaze to this B site. That's a position that's eluded them for quite a while now, Lucas.
Oh man, that's rough.
Oh, Lucas, I thought you were used to this.
Mate, if it was like, you know, what, 7 years ago, then yeah. It's been a while. It's been a hot minute.
I forgot you were 7 years ago. I'd just turned 13.
You are a literal fetus.
I am baby.
I am baby.
Yeah, I'm actual baby. 7 years ago, I think I also would have had the same reaction to a
Do you know what the worst part is?
What?
You're like baby, but you're... Oh, never mind. I can come later because Spook and Jimbo, the meat grinder, they're turning that handle slowly but deliberately. But they've managed to fight their way into this site. Red and Marky. Probably the two players that I would want in this kind of situation, considering the level of impact that they've had consistently. Now this is absolutely an opportunity for them to bite things back and stop 00 Prospects from running away with it.
Be such a hard site to retake as well.
It is. It certainly is.
Only
Especially
a
like
single flash as well.
Yeah, just so basic in terms of that util. Oh, hello. Marky, you're going to need that 3-piece, but that's a good one, but not enough. And we are once again watching it. 00 Prospects take the lead with that 6th round secured.
This has actually wrecked you.
What?
This has actually wrecked you.
Dude, it has, yeah. And there's no shame in it.
There's no shame in it.
There is no shame in it.
You should have just taken it out.
I did.
No, but when you started feeling shit, not like a minute after you felt shit.
I was trying to be a man.
That's gonna lead you to an early death. I was trying to be a man.
Dude, that's literally me that was like, oh, this light bulb needs fixing. Do I have a step ladder? I do not. I'm gonna build myself. You know what? You know, it's such a guy thing, right? Where you have a task that you need to complete.
Right.
And then you don't have the appropriate tools, so you improvise a solution.
Yeah.
And so, you know, what we'll do is like we'll stack chairs to build a tower.
Yeah.
That's like very flimsy, and we'll use like duct tape to keep it together.
We changed the light bulb because I gave my housemate a piggyback.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's about the same height as you, so fix him up.
Yeah, and that's not a bad solution, but let's say it's like, you know, very high up. And in order to get there, we'd like, let's build a tower out of men. I don't know, you know, just like...
Tower of a man.
Yeah, he'll just do something really wacky and like inane.
Boosted by testosterone.
Literally, yeah, you'll literally just give me a boost, dude.
Yeah.
Hey, Kramer, boost me short. Boom. Light bulb in, we're done.
Light bulb fixed, just like that.
Let's go. Oh. What an ordeal it today has been, man.
What an ordeal.
I've had a lot of fun. I've had a ton of fun. And you know what, honestly...
First game. I like the fact it's the first game for our finals.
Honestly, like, one thing that I absolutely love about these kinds of events, and like why ASEX are so fun to work with, is because like 9 out of 10 broadcasts are like, no, you can't talk about adult products.
Yeah, exactly.
But this one is all about that.
Yeah,
you know?
You can't swear either. This is great.
Yeah,
it's
awesome. This is just hanging out with the boys.
This is literally just hanging out with the boys.
Hanging out with the boys.
There's some good CS to watch.
Hanging out with the boys is singular because there's just you and me. But
that's true. I mean, is Harry one of the boys?
Yeah, of course he's one of the boys.
He's earned that role.
He's one of the boys, but he's not present.
Yeah, boys in our fucking host shows up.
So it's just hanging out with the boy, dude.
NLG, they go for fairly fast short control. Util expended. Ajax flicks across. There's the opening now. Looks to double down. Does just that. He knows there's more to come as well. He hears the utility continue to chain, but it's the util from himself. It's the flashes to allow him to repeat. The smoke goes off through the smoke. He still survives. He's ready for his third, but it's a lovely shot by Red there, and Red may be able to retrieve that at all. Lax actually holding it. 3 versus 3 retake onto the safe side. Make that 3 on 2. Perks reveals himself. Peeks back up. It's a messy fight with Jimbo. Jimbo holding, inspecting his gunners. Perks continues a rampage. On for the 4th now. 1 versus 1. Lax swings out. What a shot from Lax there. Stray bullet finds the head of Perks.
Oh, man.
00 Prospects.
Perk was up there. He had hit that 3-piece looking for that quad, and he was just 1 shot away.
They extend their lead, and that was all down to the final flash from Lax. Absolutely perfect.
Yeah, that utility usage from both sides was absolutely brutal, right?
Yeah.
Anyone popping up on short were just completely blind, but similarly so was also the case for the guys popping out of CT.
Yeah. Lucas, your T-side Dust 2, what's the minimum amount of rounds you're looking for?
I would absolutely say around 8.
Really?
8 or 9.
Really? You favour T-side on Dust 2?
Yes, absolutely.
That's surprising. I'd have said 5 or 6.
Because you can set the tempo so well on this map as T, just because of the fact that you initially force an early smoke off of the CTs if you hold mid.
So NLG are actually in a pretty dire position here, and oh my god, that's a fast round.
What? Okay.
Oop just decimate them. Granted, it was meant to be the kind of force buy from NLG. They move their full investment. AWP comes out on red. Now, this is where the party starts. If this round is won by OOP, they essentially secure a 10-5 lead to end the half.
Yes,
if
sir.
NLG can strike back, then we're looking a bit more contentious.
Oh, look at that. We fixed the graphics.
We did that about 5 rounds ago, back when you took your walk.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Welcome back, by the way.
Jesus Christ.
It's OOP.
You know, I learned my lesson today.
I'm glad you've learned a thing or two about limits. ADEX.
I have, yeah.
Gets legged early
That's
on.
what happens when you're old. You learn that you have limits.
I forget you're also old.
I am old, man.
You must have smoked in the war.
I did.
Yeah. Well, I like how you didn't ask which war. I was referring to the Napoleonic.
Just the war.
Yeah.
You were there, right, for the thing?
For the thing?
Yeah.
Nah, I was born 2 years ago.
I saw a lot.
Yeah.
Two.
Yeah. ADEX. Flash off the angle. Doesn't stop him from getting that opening, though. 2-man advantage for OOP.
Disgusting.
OOP have really found their presence. They found their stride on this map. And NLG just
Oh,
haven't stopped
man.
it. ADEX for another now.
Oh, he legs
Almost
him.
makes it his third. Legging Red. Red is able to respond, but it doesn't matter at this point.
This is looking very dicey, but at least Perks can buy back 1 and 2. Not good for that third one, unfortunately, this time, as we still see 00Prospect. They're looking mighty fine right now on their CT side D2.
They're looking mighty confident as well.
And that's so important, though,
yeah,
right? Because they're
particularly
playing
when you're looking to your T side.
because you're playing on your opponent's pick.
Yeah.
You're playing on that CT side. And thus far, you know, some of these rounds have been very close still
Yep.
in terms of when you break it down on an individual basis.
Yeah.
There's that boost, by the way, the light bulb boost. So you can get up there.
Yeah.
How many Kremers does it take to change a light bulb?
1.
True.
I'm over 6 foot. Lucas.
Yeah, it's like 3 10Gs.
Yeah.
Oh, hello.
The ragdoll, technically speaking, Oakley just gets to short there. Even though it's a Martha doll.
He did get too short.
Spook actually legging down PDY very low indeed as well in the process.
I think that what we may be facing here is going to be a 00Prospects hitting that double digit here in this first half. And I mean, even though they could technically have NLG swing things back around a little bit, it's not looking that great for PDY. Once again, chop on that one as ADEX again coming alive with the AWP. Are they going to try to go for this cross? That would be very dangerous, unless he's going to be the one to go for that first look. Again, baiting out beautifully there, though, as Perks once again just really putting in that legwork, man.
For now.
Oh, that touchdown on the HE, though.
So strong.
That's like a pick 6 reversal.
Is the thing. Dust 2 CT side can be played fairly easily if you're an established team. It's your T side that you're really going to struggle on. So I actually see this as being a matter as to who has the best, what will be the best CT side. For OOP, is 9 rounds enough?
I would agree
Or is
that
10 rounds
I would absolutely agree that that is what it's turned into.
I mean, Perks 1v3 on 1 HP.
Oh, he's gonna walk into it. There you go. Look at that. Pick.
There we go.
He just gives him a little love tap.
OOP, they go 10-5 up.
That is a fantastic scoreline.
It's fantastic recovery in the half as well, considering
Yes,
they were.
absolutely. Because judging by how those 5 rounds were strung together by NLG initially, after you had the first 3 rounds going, what is it, 3-0 start for 00Prospects into that 5-piece from NLG, and then you don't get a single round off that. That's a fantastic shutdown. It shifts that momentum just so violently that now it's going to be quite difficult, I'd say, for NLG on this CT half. They're definitely not happy with this match result right now.
No, you're absolutely right. And luckily for NLG, this is where they may be able to get a bit of solace to the fact that 00Prospects probably haven't practiced us all too much, which means that they are going to have to take the confidence in the fact that their T side will be worse than their CT side. But the pistol round dictates that. And luckily for No Limit Gaming, they have Vocalicious.
Yeah, and he has just been an absolute...
Just the pistol round guy.
He is the blood-starved beast on the pistol.
He absolutely is. Unfortunately, kind of everything past the pistol's been a bit of a shit show, but the pistol round, though, wow. I think Ocalicious today, he's played, this will be his 5th map of CS, and I think he's got about 20 kills in pistol rounds.
Mental.
Yeah, he really is just playing so damn well. And actually a bit close. I'll go 15 actually instead. But for 00Prospects, I believe you have a timeout.
All right.
Don't know the nature of this timeout.
Kremer.
Technical or tactical? Ah, it was tactical.
Do you know what would be the perfect way for me to kind of round things out tonight?
How's that?
A couple of drinks.
We could do some drinks. We could do with a drink. That'd be nice.
I could do with a drink. Yeah.
I mean,
I go, hit up Kappa Bar, one of the sponsors of this event.
heroes over at Kappa Bar. Perks sees the aggression on long.
Oh!
Deletes VHW there. Turns back around. Adex does trade it though. And that's stack ready to cancel the plant though.
Oh, this could actually be so good. Does a fair bit of damage. Unfortunately, not enough to get a kill secure. But it's a 4-on-4. NLG here on this city side lands. Come on, buddy. Can you land those shots? Unfortunately, no. Of course, because it comes against Okalicious. Dread is quick on that draw as well as Edix is taken out. It's going to be Jimbo and Spook have to fight things off now. 2 versus 4. But PDY is so far gone, and Red is there for the follow-up to pick up that pistol victory, and NLG still have it.
You're just so good at pistol rounds.
They are. Wait, let me check here.
I want to highlight as well, Perks currently on 17 kills is having a great map. And the fact that they're only halfway through is a real worrisome position to be in if you are Oop, because you don't have to worry about Perks just popping up on the CT side as well. You look over to the investments. It looks like a full eco from 00Prospects. I mean, you've got the bomb plant, so you're going to have the luxury of having your momentum next round, or your full buy next round, and it's going to be a pretty good full buy as well. Adex can go for the AWP.
Let me think here. They've played 5 maps.
Yep.
In total today.
I think
they've won 7 out of 10 pistols.
That's insane.
And that's a very good statistic.
That's
especially like if you compare it against different teams.
Yeah, and I mean these teams are relatively well matched as well.
I think so. Honestly, I think that the games, the quality that they've delivered has been very much so beyond my expectation. Because I always go into these kinds of games, kind of like, yeah, I don't know what to expect. I'm not gonna.
Please don't be a stomp sort of thing.
Yes, exactly, and it hasn't been. Oh, I mean, I guess the one was that overpass game.
Yeah,
is probably the closest that we had, and then I guess maybe the State Sissy Punks, or Sissy State Punks versus 00 Prospects on Inferno.
Speech, what, 30 at this point?
Huh?
Speech 30 for you at this point?
Mate, it's like lower than that. Charisma 1, speech 1, strength 50.
Spook. 1 versus 4 now. We have a bit of an audio delay.
Is there?
Yeah, that's a big desync in our audio right now.
Is there actually? I can't tell.
You can hear M4s firing.
Oh.
Yeah. Give it a second. I think it's been fixed. We'll see after Spook fires in just a second.
Yep. Yeah, it's absolutely fixed, and he's fixed too. He's going to go home in a box. As we are seeing NLG start pulling ahead a little bit here on their city side. Here comes a buy round though, and like this is such a huge moment in this game. This all stems back to that fact that they got that pistol round plant. That extra cash injection is everything here, because this allows them 1 round earlier to put down a little bit of a door stopper for NLG, so they just don't run away with it.
Also means you have a buy, you have an AWP on your first buy round. Adex misses his opportunity to get a man advantage, but NLG with a 4-man commitment for long control. They guarantee long control, sure, but they haven't been able to really further that, and with the rotation back to mid now, they can't risk peeking it because that AWP can very well be posted on them. For Marky, an MP9 not quite in a favourable position. Spook boosted up to try and punish Perks for a peek.
Yeah, I think what we are going to see here now, especially on towards this side of the map, is just discipline, right? And it's a measure of discipline. Do you want to step forward? There's the flapping. He actually checks the angle but loses a duel anyway. And that's like the worst feeling, because you kind of got the read correctly, but you just don't hit those shots.
Yeah, and losing to aim is a very personal thing. Like, there was nothing wrong with the game. That was you being bad. And that is how the players tilt. Marky is able to regress, though, so he's able to get some control there. Sees the shadow, good for the first. Can't quite double down, though, as the rest of OOP make their way up from short. It leaves Okalicious in a 1v4. I actually really don't like the aggression of NLG there. It's the same trap they fell into on Vertigo. They're pushing where they don't have to.
Yeah, no, I agree. I'm not entirely sure if it is so that they feel kind of shoehorned into having to make that decision, or if it is so that it's just a little bit of a like feel kind of thing.
Yeah.
Who knows?
What around from Lax actually to be able to get it from short, make that much space. With Okalicious saving though, he's going to be able to just invite maybe a few exits through long here, but the reality is NLG don't have a buy. I mean, maybe a buy next round. PD9 and Perks are going to be on a pretty just about to get dropped from Okalicious. Rez and Marky may be able to invest in themselves. PDY's double eco anyway, so it has to be a force from NLG. And for Oop, that's where they really start paving the way to a victory because of PDY's force into a double eco. 2 M4s get brought out. Red drops to the MP9. Marky also goes to the MP9, means we're only going to be seeing 2 M4s in this round. And a scout on Okalicious. So it looks like there's some fight for mid, but there's an opening from ADAX there.
Oh, so rough. That is so rough. And again, like I said, this in my mind is such a T-strong map because you can just set the tempo to whatever pace you want it to be. It's like the CTs kind of have to do gimmicky gamble plays on where they try to.
But why? It is, but why?
It's
NLG.
It's because of this mid. It's because of this mid angle where you can get that information so early in the round.
When they fight for a man advantage, they did it in against Heaven and Hell. They lost. They did it on Vertigo. They lost significantly on their CT side. Stop going for man advantages. It doesn't work. Stop trying it. You've been given 3 maps now where it has not worked for you. Surely you change it now. Surely you just allow them to move into you. They move into Marky there. He's only got an MP9, but he kills 1.5 players. Over in mid. There's a pick from the AWP. Stop going aggressive, please. NLG are handing this victory to Oop.
Yeah.
I'm not liking it, Lucas. I'm really not liking the premature peaks from NLG. They drop to an eco now, and they have to fight. But on full buys, your M4, why not boost it on short? Give it a defensive stance. Stop upping tempos when it just does not work for you.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Something is slipping, just coming apart at the seams a little bit here for NLG in my mind. 3 more rounds for 00Prospects, and they'll bring it back into map point, and then they'll equalize the series 1-1, and that is obviously so important for them here. Remember, not only are they fighting for that $4,000 first place finisher, but of course that spot into the Ace X Masters later this year.
Elsewhere, Jimbo able to get another opening now, and it's a full eco for NLG. I mean, a kill would be nice, but it's not the end of the world if you can't get it. Smoke's good for 1. That's all they'll achieve. Oop hit 13. Now 6 rounds separate them. It's very easily able to be recovered here, but I don't like the fact that 00Prospects, they don't actually have to do anything. NLG are handing them these wins.
That they are. That they certainly are, Kremer. Finally,
if NLG go aggressive this round, I would not be happy.
Yeah, I agree. I really want to see them kind of play back. Already there, getting a good tag with the AWP. Jimbo low HP, brought within range there. Are they going to just walk out over towards long? Yes, they are. Utility exchange from both sides. Now, mind you that Marky is actually alone, but he gets the first one. Spook trades him back out, takes a shot to the face. But that is already good enough. Remember, man advantage here for the Prospects. Man advantage that could easily translate over there. Tries to go for the no-scope. That is so ambitious, mate. What are you doing?
Maybe a bit too confident on
A little bit, yeah. I would certainly say so. 13-7 still. So obviously, you know, you have a great score lead. But that's the way to squander it.
I'm surprised that 00Prospects don't have any Canadians on their team.
Why?
Well, their name's based after it. Could you pass an Oop? Pass me the Oop.
Yeah.
Is that disappointment more than laughter? I appreciate it, Lucas.
I just felt my soul kind of contract.
NLG, 3-on-2, low HP on Spook, so honestly, a save here is a pretty good call. Like,
I think so.
Even though they've been winning rounds.
It's the mature decision to make.
Yeah, actually, never mind.
Okay, okay, so getting this peak.
Low HP, 30 seconds left though.
Yeah, but this completely changes the dynamic of this game. They could hit short if they wanted to, but get spotted out there. VHW needs to be careful, but catches him with a bomb. And now all of a sudden, this is a very different round. Flashbang is actually very good, but doesn't seem to deter VHW from moving on forward. He's going to run up to this and walk straight into the crosshairs of Red, who's waiting with that long rifle. 13-8. NLG finally secure another round.
5 rounds to separate them, and for 00Prospects, they can afford to buy this round, but it's kind of potentially a buy next round because of the amount of money that's on Lax. It's the round after they're going to struggle. Spook is already low on cash, as is Adex, because he needs to bring out these AWPs. He needs to try and find a way to combat Reds. Goes for the kill on the player crossing. Okalicious It's a 60 HP. Jimbo goes very aggressive on long here, and actually this time, Oop don't challenge it. Boost up to sight, they just forego long control. The question now is, do they anticipate Oop to have this many players on long? What was initially all 4 players, now they have the control, they back off, they turn their attention back to mid.
Yeah, this is a huge moment though. PBY checking short. He's moved all the way through. If he just holds his position now, he can just stay, wait, play for the information, and not give away any early kills. But they may have this confrontation now. The flashbang is good. It's actually so good. Where did Adex step forward from?
That's from lower, I think. Either way, it's the long control. I mean, yeah, it was established, but now it becomes their only hope. Spook gonna aggress through tunnels. He's gonna be walking right into Marky. 4x3.
Oh my god!
4x3.
That's it. The field of view, mate. And it doesn't even matter. VHW gets 2 for his troubles, but that's still a round secured for NLG. Still enough money here for the T side to buy into this relatively firmly, but still a round loss. One that I think is going to be really, really hurting them.
What's the aspect ratio of human eyesight?
I don't know. It's not like 80. No, I don't know. It's I don't know actually.
That's something to figure out. Maybe someone in production can tell us in a moment. As Oop find themselves with
what's your real life FOV?
Yeah, pistols and MAC-10s. It's not a great investment to work
I
with.
experience life in 12 frames per second.
As we see a fault. We've been told off. We're not allowed to call them Oop. We have to call them 00Prospects. Marky, he sinks out through the smoke.
Oh!
The first. Can't quite double down though.
That could have been a huge moment as he pops through that smoke into the aim of Okalicious. But Spook, meanwhile, he's actually walking up to that side. Gets another quick kill. I do not think they're going to expect Adex, right? No, they're not. Quick shot in the back of the head. Swaps over to the MAC-10, and he's good for a second one. Swaps over to the AWP, over to the rifle. Sorry, Red, he has nothing to say in that opportunity, in that moment. And Adex, what an absolutely explosive round from him.
14-9. A round which, honestly, NLG, that was their round to win. They really take their eyes off the ball there. And 00Prospects, they punish it. They really do punish it.
As they should.
Yeah, and it's needless aggression. Why is PDY peeking through mid there? He had another player in CT. You can just boost him up and have the same angle. NLG out of cash now. And NLG, they've handed this map to 00Prospects. Adex peeks through mid. Still hasn't quite seen the scouts. Okalicious punishes it. There is a trade there from Lax, but now what damage can the Orc do? Not much as Jimbo strikes back. There are more pistols to try and fight Jimbo here. Try to overwhelm him. They do just that. Falls to the 3-on-3. Make that 3-on-2. Suddenly, PDY does a fair bit of damage. VHW swings out. Good for the first. Doubles down. PDY, the initial hero of the round, can't double down. Spook finishes the job. 00Prospects go 15-9 up. NLG.
Oh man, this is rough.
This was their map. This was their series to win, and they hand the map.
And you're looking at a CT now that has just completely butchered their economy. They do have the rifles, limited utility, and unfortunately, Dust is a map where you will want to expend some of this early in the round, unless you want to allow the T's to just walk up and get that space for free, which means that you don't have anything for the post plant. So you need to see some incredibly strict discipline. Yep. Regarding the expenditure of this utility. These grenades are going to be so fundamental. Oh, Perks, hello, buddy. No, oh, no. Oh, that was so tight. Because he got spotted out by the man on short. Lax could have just ended everything then and there. But as luck would have it, he's allowed to slip away. Live to fight another day.
Aggression on short now from 00Prospects. I've got a question for you, Lucas. Have we seen another overtime?
What?
Have we seen another overtime?
I mean, it's going to be a very, very tall order to try and overcome the current predicament they find themselves in.
You're absolutely right. PDY holding from CT spawn. Knows full well that 00Prospects rotate through short here. Already a man down. They really have to. They need to find a kill and they need to find one quickly, particularly with only 45 seconds left. Spook is going to be able to cast off rotations, but if the initial kills come through short, then we see a rotation quickly.
Even
there's that opening. They turn their attention to mid.
And even that molly just falls flat on its face, doesn't achieve anything. Is PDY going to time this? No, he's not. He's going to play it again very patiently. Making a little bit of noise. Good molly timing there over towards lower dark. PDY actually kind of stepping into that Molotov for a second, as you can see how they're stalling so well. Okalicious also rotating out to the side, so they are going to be playing a little bit more into what's the retake there. Lax guns him down where he stands, 3-on-3. And there is the backstab potential. Look at that, who's walking up on short. Oh man, this could close the round. Yes, it could.
Oh, it's perfect.
2, looking for the third mark. He bites back at least, but his HP has just been absolutely hammered down into oblivion.
He knows the location of one of them. Can he finish off Lax? No, he
cannot. 16-9, man. That is not the scoreline you were hoping for if you're NLG.
No, not at all. Honestly, that was NLG giving the game to 00Prospects. 00Prospects, they didn't have to do anything other than sort of just hold their positions and just have their aim on their side. And they just punish at every step of the way. No, they're getting there.
Yeah, God. There were just several rounds where on the CT side they were walking up where they didn't need to. They seriously didn't need to.
In particular against that eco in the production room, we were all watching him go into that smoke trap against Mac 10s and Tech 9s. We're like, what is going on here?
Oh man, yeah, that's just...
It's just like, please, stop it. You're embarrassing yourselves.
Yeah, it's a messy game from NLG, and they're going to be, I would argue they'll be fairly tilted moving to Ancient now.
I would be, yeah. I would absolutely not feel very happy about that one, and especially considering the fact, that NLG already played versus Heaven and Hell on Ancient, right? And they were forced to start on that T side.
Yeah.
And they suffered. They suffered greatly.
Yeah, they did. Absolutely did. However, Harry, how are you feeling about Ancient?
I'm not entirely sure which team is going in with the advantage. I think that there were some mistakes made that might indicate tilt, like especially that push into the smokes I was talking about before, where they just went into what seemed like a trap to go up against close-range weapons with these M4s, especially when exiting a smoke with an M4 gives you such a long sort of like thinking time for the person on the outside to see that big-ass gun just trot on out. And then it's surrendered over to the enemy, giving them a power spike after that.
Absolutely.
I think that NLG, after this tilter on their own map, as we get later and later into a long day, these decisions, these mistakes are going to start weighing on their mental more and more.
They need to take, this break now as we move into that third map to kind of recuperate, pick themselves up again, mentally reset, pretend. I think you said it earlier when we were casting, it's a best of one.
Yeah. Take it as a best of one. Try your best to make sure that you aren't mentally staggered by what's happened previously. Here we are at the ASEX Vienna Open 2022. Only one of these teams, ladies and gentlemen, can go to Ace X Masters. And only one team will walk away with the big cash prize as well. You'll find out exactly who it is in our last possible map after this break.
Wherever love goes, there is also misery. It's no mystery. And you and I, we got history. Yeah. Wherever love flows, there is also tragedy. When we're in too deep. And you and I, we got history. Yeah. Go look in the mirror, say, hey, I'm sorry for all the pain. I'm sorry for all the pain. Go look in the mirror, say, hey, I'm sorry for all the pain. I'm sorry.
Vienna Open. Shoot for the moon. If it was easy, everyone would do it. Greatness is a lot of small things done well. Game after game. Kill after kill. Every second can change the outcome. Watch the rise of stars. Final showdown, April 2nd. Ace the game.
A6 Vienna Open returns for the final map of the final set. Boys, it's gone as long as it possibly could. 3 best of 3s, all going to 3 maps, and your first one went to overtime with some technical difficulties as well.
Sir.
So we are in the latest possible echelon here. Neither of these teams wants to give up the chance to go to A6 Masters, and of course that big $4,000 prize that goes to our victors, 2.5k to second place. So it's not a terrible consolation prize, but it does mean that you're not going to Masters, and that is going to sting, especially after what we've just seen. We're going to Ancient next. Boys, it's 1-1. Who you have?
This is such a difficult order, or such a difficult map for me to call in terms of what we've seen both sides capable of on an individual basis, because I think that the later we go into this kind of game, or this kind of broadcast, obviously the players must be knackered as well. They've been playing and preparing all day, right? And then you obviously have to stay on top of this stuff, maintain that focus. I think that what we are seeing is like a slow degradation in terms of team cohesion, and it's more so that it turns into like
decision-making becomes more instinctual.
Yeah, it absolutely does, and it comes down more so to an individual basis, where one player has a spawn where he's like, I've got a good feeling, boys, I'm going to go for this peak, bam. He goes in, gets a peek, nails the guy, or doesn't, right? And I think that's going to be what really drives this game home for both teams.
And you can get good feelings as well by partaking in the products of our sponsors. Thank you so much to ASEX and, of course, our friends over at Kappa Bar to make sure that you always have the best time, whether you're gaming or out just having some fun on the weekend. So thank you so much to ASEX and Kappa Bar for helping us bring you all this CS action.
We've got ourselves all sorts of flavors. We've got eucalyptus. We tried that earlier. We've got cool mint cosmic meaning they're kind of a bigger satchel, which is kind of nice.
Give me that.
You're not having them. Right. And we've got you almost died last time you came near them. Harry, don't eat them. As we've also got cool mint over here. All of cool mint is a good flavor. This is my first snooze of cool mint one. It was very nice.
Is it?
Yeah.
That's fair.
Very good.
I can't read the names from where I'm holding them, so
there you go.
Can you? Okay, I actually want both of you to try to read what this says.
Oh, okay, right.
Read the Swedish.
No, it's Danish actually.
Danish.
Danish.
Detta product innehåller nikotin som yet edstan. I don't even know how to say that.
That is a word right there. That is all vowels.
That is 30 characters, 90% vowels.
So as a Swede, like
Stuff.
Danish
That's the final word.
I guess Danish would be the equivalent of how English people feel about Welsh.
Oh.
So inbred.
Oh, mate.
Wow. That's a stance to take on a broadcast, Trevor.
That was reflex. I do apologise. Jesus.
Detta produkt innehåller nikotin som är ytterst avfärdighetsskadande. Okay, yeah, fuck it.
Who do you think the native is here out of the three of us?
I can't, man. That's true. That's fair.
Anyways. Yeah, ASEX, wonderful guys. This one, Green Lemon. This is one of my favourites so far. The Green Lemon one, yeah. Do like Green Lemon. Where's the other one?
Please stop throwing ASEX's products. We have the Vienna Open special as well.
Special edition ones. Those
from our little.
Those are cool
fridge
ones,
holder.
See,
the dispensary.
I really want one of these.
It's pretty cool.
Because can you imagine like the street credit you'd have if you
whipping out an ASEX Vienna one?
Look, you have one of these
a cosmic version
in the
as well.
back of your car, and it's hooked up you know.
So you've got the LEDs on.
Also, your car battery can't idle for more than 30 seconds.
Because you've got it like slid in under the hood, so it's powered directly to your car battery. So it's just on all times of day.
Right. So you have to jump start every time you want to go anywhere.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
The ASEX Engine Edition.
Yeah.
Mate.
There you go. Coming to you next time, the XX car. On that note as well, we have a giveaway, don't we, Harry?
We do.
That is true.
A €100 Steam gift card that will be raffled off to one person in the
One
chat, I
lucky
believe,
fellow.
at the end of the stream if you are following us on Twitch right now, which of course means that you could get anything you want on Steam, whether that's, can you buy premium copies of CSGO with Steam credits?
I guess, maybe. We'll have to see. On topic of CS, though.
You could, actually. I think you could, yeah.
Topic of CS, there's our console.
Oh.
Leaks.
Did he leak the IP?
All right. As it stands,
The enjoyment we get in these broadcasts, though.
NLG starting things off on CT side.
That they are. Luckily, the side that they weren't very shit on last game. And fucking Dual Berettas, man. Honestly. There you go. All right, we'll prove our point here. Dual Berettas, you get 30 bullets. You get the same fire rate as any other gun, but you get the 30 bullets. That's what matters, Lucas. Does he finish the magazine? Honestly, one pot of snooze now he doesn't. He doesn't get 30 bullets off this round.
No, I think you're right.
Yeah.
Just keep counting.
PD White, good for the first. He's currently 4 bullets in. Dual Berettas still yet to shoot. Good for another couple. There you go, he dies. That's the fucking point in Dual Berettas, Lucas. What's the point? Oh, yeah, they win the round. The Dual Berettas did fuck all, though. The only person who died. God, I hate Dual Berettas, man.
They're the worst.
They've ruined my day.
They're the worst, man.
You know,
honestly, I'm
bastardised
never gonna not slag off on guns that are like nonsensical in games. I don't care.
Yeah. What happens if one of the guns jam?
We've talked about this, didn't we?
You just throw it, do you?
You just drop it down. It's like, oh shit! Now
switch to the other one.
I've delayed clearing my jammed gun.
Yeah.
Or what? Do you drop the jammed gun and then hope your other gun doesn't jam?
So you got a free hand then.
It's just like a lose-lose kind of situation, man.
Full eco from 00Prospects now as they get ready to try and engage.
Hello.
The smoke perks does give his position away. However, that won't stop him from dueling Lax. Actually, while reloading, Zeus caught out with the Zeus.
Bursts through that smoke and pops him right in the back.
Lucas, the Zeus X27, is it a thing?
That is actually a real thing, yeah.
Is it used?
Yeah.
Novelty thing?
No, it's a real taser.
You've got quite a few experience with firearms. Does that include tasers?
I have been tased.
You've been tased?
Yes.
How was the experience?
Incredibly unpleasant.
Incredibly unpleasant.
Yes.
Did you wet yourself?
No,
Loads of people get tased wet themselves.
I didn't.
Good job.
But I absolutely experienced like some very violent spasming.
Oh.
So it's like, oh, like your body tenses up, kind of thing.
I suppose that's the point of being tased.
Yeah. It screws with you a bit.
Yeah. Were you still tensing after being tased?
No, no.
It was like
the moment the shock stopped.
You were fine.
I was just like, oh god, oh. I was like sweating.
Right, I suppose we had
hyperventilating.
A bit of an adrenaline rush.
Oh, it was. Yeah. Do I want to experience that again? No.
What was it? Were you voluntarily tased or?
Yeah.
Okay, right. You weren't just assaulted.
Because one of my mates had a taser.
You're like, let's see what happens.
And he was like, hey, do you want to get tased?
What sort of taser were you tased by?
I was like, it wasn't even like a super bad one.
Were there barbs to it, or was it one of those like contact ones?
No, it had barbs to it. But it was mild, I guess.
Really?
If you can say that.
It was only 13,000 volts.
I don't remember exactly how powerful it was, but I mean, it was definitely enough to...
It was definitely unpleasant.
It took you for a spin.
There you go. If snooze is not enough for you, go get tasered.
You need a wake-up call?
I appreciate our graphics guy who's now going around cleaning up all the snooze stuff on the floor. Thank you, Guido.
You're such an animal, dude.
Spook shuts down perks, and for the full buy of 00Prospects, it's not going great. Not much prospect in this buy, and actually weird considering that they've done more damage on their eco than they have their full buy. Red eventually caught out by Spook, and I may be forcing my own words here. Okalicious shuts down Spook in midair, leaving VHW in a 1 versus 3. Without the bomb, the rest of NLG are going to stack up on it, get onto the close angles. Marky yet to upgrade as primary, though, surprisingly.
Last man standing. Bomb down. Valiant attempted a transfer. Unfortunately, it's a one-way transaction. And they were looking to deposit 3-0 thus far. NLG looking quite solid at this stage.
That they are, but here's the thing. I've learned I don't trust NLG. I do not trust them because the second they're winning, they do something stupid, and then they keep doing that stupid thing until the end of the map. And it comes back to bite them again and again and again. Look at the replay here. Honestly, it's NLG didn't do anything particularly spectacular that round. It was just a matter of positioning, getting into crossfires, and trading well. 00Prospects. That's a long name, 00Prospects.
It is.
I prefer calling them OOP.
It certainly is.
We'll keep calling them 00Prospects, though, so we don't get in trouble. As
I mean, do you remember that I specifically said that at the start of the broadcast?
I'll be honest with you, Lucas. I wasn't listening. As Okalicious gets an opening, the Deagles of 00Prospects not quite working out for them. As they're left with, right now, no armor. Spook. Hoping that Perks maybe overextends here. Just trying to shoulder peek. Methodically clear Cheetah. VHW falling, that sort of forces them to double down on this Cheetah control. Perks reveals himself. The lone two members in mid. The lone member in mid in the form of Adex. Not even, well, eventually, just one player takes damage that round. NLG, a really nice kind of cash building round there. Particularly considering it's the round they brought out the AWP. So they are really, really gaining that control. Adex looks to try and combat Red. The AWP hasn't been revealed yet. So Adex may not know that he's due a duel with Red. NLG could for a timeout, though.
I think you'll expect it at this point, though.
Yeah. There was an early AWP on Dust too as well.
Yeah, yeah, precisely. Like, you'll always try to sort of stay on top of your opponent's economy. By the way, PDY is at 8-0 in stats.
He's just good.
He has smashed it.
Yep.
He was going absolutely bananas on D2 as well. Like on that first half, had some absolutely awesome kills, but unfortunately, he couldn't translate that.
Yep.
Unfortunately,
my worry is that while PDY, again, while any member of No Limit Game is doing all right, it feels like the second they have an advantage and they start going aggressive, they just start handing rounds.
Yeah, and I think that's, again...
it's actually better if they start by losing.
But that's what we were talking about, right? Like, you build up that initial level of confidence, then it takes a lot of skill to be able to reel that in correctly and manage that. Yeah,
and that's something they've just been unable to do. We look over to 00Prospects having sort of used this timeout from No Limit Gaming as well. It gives them a... It gives them quite a bit of confidence. I quite like that. It means that they can plan for their full buy as well. And judging by the kind of early positioning of this round, looks like a bit of a default and a hunt for an opening as NLG commit for what will be long control as well as a push through Cheetah. Spook takes a lot of early damage, swings out, instantly traded though.
And again, this kind of clumsy attempt at trying to burst through to build the momentum is just completely backfiring for them. NLG poised to make this a 5-0 clean first start of this half. And I mean, they're well on their way right now, Kremer. Red coming alive. Absolutely hammering home that point.
NLG
PDY.
dominating.
PDY is continuing on that streak, man. He's double digits now, no deaths.
PDY is immortal. As NLG find themselves 5-0 up, they can continue this momentum. Here's what I've learned from NLG, is they save everything for the final map. They did this against Heaven and Hell. They close game, final map against on Overpass, just dominate. We're here on Ancient, it may be a repeat of the same. 00Prospects down to Tech 9s, down to Mac 10s, down to Deagles as they prepare for a assault up through main. Flashes deployed by Okalicious will keep them back. Until look to really actually try to harass these players. Caught out by Lax. Does give the opening now. Perks through the wall. Oh, that's a solid kill. And that's the bomb carrier as well. Delaying that plant gives his teammates time to rotate. Red, wary of the aggression, means he can't quite hold the cross. Luckily, he doesn't have to. For 3-on-4 now. No HP on VHW means he's susceptible to being hit by the util.
I really respect the fact that they're turning away and not committing fully to these duels until they have the boys in position for this. Yeah. Look at the just absolute cacophony of flashbangs going off as Jimbo gets himself a very important frag. But the swing back, is that going to be enough? PBY, he's still going on it. Is he going to go down finally facing that first end? Yes, he will. It's going to come down to the 1v1 as VHW gets himself the first round secured on the board for his team, 5-1. PBY 12-1 himself. on the server.
I can't help but think that that's NLG making a mistake rather than 00Prospects doing something well. NLG, in a 1 versus 2, you're peeking one at a time, one of your players with a knife out, the other with utility out. Like, you are handing that round to your opponents here. And for VHW, the fact he's able to get that kill without any reaction from PDY until that kill's converted, bear in mind that took him a while to get that kill, is quite worrisome. Already a man advantage being boasted for NLG. Adex did try to aggress to stop that, backs off as he changes his mind, as the rest of 00Prospects head back round to T-Spawn, and more importantly, back over to this A site, where they're going to have to duel Marky and PDY.
Overall, Peter, this is just a rough game.
Yeah.
That we are seeing here out of 00, or zero. 00Prospects. Yeah. My brain just froze up.
That's all right. Sleuth really hit you, Lucas.
No, it's just, I don't know. I think it's the, is what, 130-ish?
Yeah, it's 130.
Nearly. Yeah, I think that's more so the thing.
more so the fact
know
you're
what?
knackered.
Hit me with another one, baby.
VHW caught out by PDY.
Because of course he will be.
Double down now.
The PDY is just mental. Watch this utility coming in now. It's going to absolutely devastate.
Oh my god!
Red! You absolute man. What the hell?
No one dare peek him. They just start off.
The bomb's down. It's like, all right, we're backing off.
You know what? We'll let Red
You
have
can
his
have
victory.
that.
Let him win it. Fair enough. There's not much we can do about it. 00Prospects, so they get the hell out of dodge. And with Lax hit down to just 13 HP, I mean, saving an AWP, saving an AK, gives you something to use next round. You've got a bit of armor. More importantly, you do have a fair bit of utility. So if your teammates do go to an eco, they can afford to buy. I think Adex can just about buy, maybe drop a Galil. VHW certainly can buy. Spook can just go for the utility around that. You don't need to invest too heavily in utility because you already have double mollies, triple flash, and a smoke. So that is enough to fight for the B site. But for NLG, the momentum now is really starting to build for them. And for me, that's the most concerning part here. In fact, PDY still is only on 1 death.
Oh, that shot though. That right there is just like big fucking dick moment, man.
Marky is also on 1 death. It's just he's not seen anyone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's 1 and 1 and 1.
This is a pacifist approach from Marky here.
I love
Lovely nade onto Adex there. Perks does have to back off for the time being. Try to do the odd bit of damage where he can.
See, I do think that to a degree it's kind of unfair of us to pass judgment on some of these players, like just because of the length of the day. It is obviously a test of their fortitude.
Yeah.
But it also sort of makes it a little bit more messy so that you can get away with some of these really ballsy plays, just because on both sides it becomes more so a test of like how long can you stay with it, you know, roll with these punches. It's a game of, what's the word here really?
It feels like a war of attrition, really.
Yeah, thank you. Perfect.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. No, it certainly is.
Adex punishes Okalicious. I don't like this. NLG, they're getting aggressive when they don't have to. Well, they don't have to, Lucas. Corrected ourselves. 4v4.
Red still has a molly that he could play with. Perks easily executes Spook as he walks into his crosshair. Boost is up on point. Adex shuts Red down, and that's a huge kill. Return to this site. But Marky, of course, he gets himself a second frag on the board.
It's a really heavy stack on this B site as well.
It is. But I think that this is a nice approach. You've got the one man playing over to the short entry
That's
point.
the bomb.
And that's it. 25 seconds left on this round, briefly. VHW, this guy has been a very strong presence throughout this series and the ones before that, but I just don't think it's going to be enough unless they decide to swing on it like that. I mean, there's no time, obviously, for him to get to the site. It's just not going to happen, but nonetheless, NLG certainly giving away a little bit more than I think they need to.
Yeah, and they're winning rounds regardless, but I don't like the fact that they are starting to fall into their old habit of going aggressive when they don't have to.
I agree.
7-1's a terrific lead, but it's leads we've seen teams lose. Leads we've seen teams lose in this tournament.
Yes, sir.
So we really, really need to keep your confidence, and I think for NLG, they just need to treat this like they're going against heaven and hell, disciplined at all times, let your opponents make the mistakes. Remember, it's 1:30. Like, teams will make mistakes. You just need to capitalize on it rather than trying to take the initiative yourself. PDY still with only 1 death this time.
It's just a massive
1.
dude.
PDY is nuts. This guy fucks. Like, Lucas, this guy fucks.
Yeah, but, you know, like, this is a great starting point from them, because if you look back on how they played versus Heaven and Hell on Ancient that time, they only got 5 rounds on that first T half, and then they closed the game with 11 on their CT half. So I think this here sets a really good precedent for them. They are playing a little bit defensively initially, but then you can see, like, within the first 30 to 40 seconds of the round, that's when they start aggressing forward a little bit. And I think that that's actually going to lend itself very nicely to a transition over towards the T side, where they get to dictate that aggressive pace.
You're absolutely right. Perks going for a fairly nice angle here. The issue is he's doing so alone, and I don't like the one and done angle. I think that energy are better in crossfires, but he may be able to take the tempo. Over in mid, Red holding for some aggression. I like how Red is alternating where he's playing this AWP. It means that it's going to be fairly hard to predict. More importantly, it's going to be harder for Adex to find a pattern to punish. PDY gets the opening, peeking through mid. Those as the second player to abuse. Continues to peek into him, though, regardless. That molly is actually going to force Lax to take the engagement. The molly finishes the job through the fire and the flames. Lax will not be carrying gun as PDY actually continues to fight in mid. He's a madman. 18-1 right now.
That's insane. That's just unreal. Unprecedented today. I don't know what happened. Is this just 00Prospects kind of losing their marbles right now, Peter? Or is it that?
I think it's just NALG playing really well.
Just PDY saying, like, fuck, I just want to win.
Yeah, man. God, it's late. I want to go to bed, man. And everyone else goes, well, just win. He goes, all right.
Shit. It is a winning strategy after all.
Yeah. Marking. Oh! How did he get into T-spawn? More importantly, how did Atex punish that? Spook can cancel all rotations here. PDY, his second death of the game.
Hello. But Red gets that shut down, because of course he will. Is he expecting this swing back? Adex. Oh, they were holding it down. They knew it was coming, but this molly could be everything. Is it going to burn over towards Adex? No, it won't. Not for now. But he gets him through the smoke, tags him up. Vocalicious catches Spook as he's peeking over that top of the box, and NLG up to 9.
9-1. They could lose every round for the rest of the half, and they've done enough. They've done enough. This is turning into absolute domination from NLG. And okay, their manager has actually pronounced PDY as Paddy.
Oh,
he's a Paddy like us.
That's fair.
You know, I was almost kicked out of a hotel in Warsaw for speaking an Irish accent.
What, really?
Yeah.
That's so funny.
Yeah, it's... fuck it, we'll tell the story. It's a stomp right now and we've got time out. We had a Irish caster called Zerfa, and I went around kind of for shits and gigs, banged on one of the doors, top of my voice, Jack Zerfa Kelly. The IRA know where you live. only to find out I was banging on the wrong door.
Mate.
It was really funny, though. And with hindsight, I tell you it was really funny.
Of course it was, but it's absolutely horrifying when you're there.
In a country you don't speak the language, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is why, I think, I told Victor this. I think that's exactly why me and Harry haven't been left alone since we've landed in Sweden. We've had, like, a guide with us at all times. And it was actually not for our safety. It was for us to protect the company.
That is absolutely fair. I do see the validity of that kind of decision. Yeah.
That's actually a miracle me and Harry got through an airport on our own. Like, I'm meant to be the one who manages us, and I'm an apt.
You guys are definitely what I would define as specimens.
Yep. Unique specimens, though, and unique is special. That's what I tell myself, at least. On the other side, that molly is able to get an opening, doubling down. NLG on the road to make this 10. Lucas, this is just domination.
I feel as if we're just watching two very different teams compete right now. A little bit messy
Jimbo
there.
finally gets a kill. Red just there to respond. Lax is on one kill.
That's his first one. That's the first one.
Yeah. Paddy, 18-2. He's going to try and push and just finish off Jimbo as well. I love this from NLG right now.
The dual AWP absolutely probably blindsiding them, right? Because there's no way they're going to expect Marky to have that one
exactly
ready to go.
Localicious, the man to be tested. That's Jimbo. That's ready to peek into him. Minutes toy with. Not using the jersey. Hoping for the contact play. It works, but Jimbo's left very low on HP.
Yeah,
and now alone in the process as well.
Look at that. He's ready to pick that one up.
Oh,
lovely round from Red.
NLG, 10-1. Lucas, this is turning out to be very one-sided.
So far, yes, but don't forget that we have seen this kind of position before, where just utter dominance went all the way, right? Because 00Prospects went 11-4 on that Vertigo game.
Yeah.
Then that turned into OT, the NLG won.
For me, the most one-sided a game can be with it still being winnable is 11-4.
Yeah.
Goes 12-3, the game's pretty much over. For NLG, they're really pressing that right now. Bear in mind that 00Prospects, they only have pistols right now, like a scattered utility.
Yeah, as long as we see good discipline here from the boys in NLG, this should not be difficult at all. The flashbangs are good. They're going to try to run him down, but they've got the cross, they've got the support ready to go. Absolutely an open round right now. If he goes down here to this Tech 9, that could be a huge issue, because now all of a sudden they have an opportunity to recover those guards. Adex also shutting Red out of this equation. Jimbo, he could clutch this. He absolutely could. It's a 1 versus 2, and he's slipped behind the back. He's giving them the slip.
Slip the net. Does he line them up here? And do they turn in time? There's the first. Doesn't engage for the second. Marky. Bomb halfway gone. About 20 seconds left to find this player, kill them, and defuse.
Oh, Jimbo. Oh, Jimbo, are you going to turn at the right moment? Answer is no. Marky is there to pick it up and shut it down. And, of course, he has time to defuse this bomb. Easy peasy.
Was it a bit close?
A little bit, but he could probably... Can he save the AWP? Is there enough time? Does he know where it is?
There should be... Actually, dances quite a bit there.
Yeah, but honestly...
They can buy an AWP.
They have,
so.
yeah, they have plenty of cash.
Yeah, 11-1. Another round for NLG, and I consider the game over, Lucas, and the series over. Actually, a surprisingly anticlimactic way to find ourselves in our grand final after what was an overtime and a very close dust too.
Yes, sir.
00Prospects to move to the full bite. The AWP comes out on Adex. Will this AWP be enough? I mean, Paddy, 18-3 right now. He's looking unstoppable. This is on top of Red, also got 13-6. Every player on NLG, to be honest, is having a solid game at the moment. That nade gets the opening. Adex doesn't even get to fire a shot out of that AWP.
Yeah, getting that opener with the utility frag, of course. Good swing from Spook. Bringing that down to a little bit of an equalizer, 4 versus 4 now. I think Okalicious may kind of overstep through the boundary here because he's kind of getting boxed in. But you can see that a little bit of hesitation comes through. Jimbo does not want to commit all the way up over towards that B site. And even so, NLG still playing it very firmly with a 2-2 split.
I don't want to see the aggression.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't like that. This is their undoing.
Don't overstep here, because this is the way to throw these last few rounds. When confidence is at an all-time high, that is when you just risk that grand fall.
Yep, absolutely. Peeking behind Molotovs, I'm okay with, but it's like flash, it's like set-piece aggression. That just doesn't work.
Because it's very predictable, right?
Yeah, absolutely. There's the opening. Spoke is able to trade. Red, does he get caught in his rotation? No, he doesn't. Luckily, Okalicious continues to thrive.
Vital kills.
Yeah, he sight falls, though.
Yeah. Instantly, though, you can see that Red is going to rotate back. He's going to set up on one of these long angles and just hold down the shop. Just wait for the rest of the boys. Sees that crossing. There's the leg. Runs head first into VHW. That is not what you were hoping to see, but nonetheless, it's 20 seconds left of this round.
Flank as well.
Yeah, he's going to jump on this bomb plant, and if they just pace themselves here, it's going to be such a tall order for him. Oh my god, he's got his back turned. He's got his back turned. They're just going to execute him on the spot. There it is.
There it is. That's 12.
And even with that, so the bomb plant here is obviously very important because it gives them that extra cash injection. With that round loss bonus to couple those things together, it is going to give them enough money to go into another buy round. But the scoreline up here, NLG 12-1 on this CT side, mate.
Yeah, I mean, there isn't much hope for 00Prospects. There is 0 prospects for 00Prospects right now.
I would say that I
named aptly as they move into another buy round. Adex doesn't have the AWP this time either. It's AKs. Yes, there's enough utility to fight, but the utility usage and utility placement isn't what's really losing 00Prospects these rounds. It's the fact they're just unable to trade. Adex sits in a molly. Man. That was 100-0 Molotov there. Okalicious through the smoke is able to get another.
They've taken this B-long control, just completely choking out.
I believe the phrase we're looking for is anti-oop.
But you can see it, they're just being constricted consistently right now. There's just no space for them to breathe at all. This is the absolute worst kind of scenario to find yourselves in. And look at that, Paddy, he's just so confident. He's going to burst through that smoke and try to look for that finishing kill, allowing Spook to pick up 1 in this round. 1.
Oh! Yeah, he gets a little bit of flair, but when you're 13-1 down and there was 5 players left standing, does it really matter? Does it really matter, Lucas?
Do you have the capacity to turn this around with one single round secured?
Do
you?
I don't.
Is that realistic? I don't think so.
I don't think it's very realistic at all.
I am going to lean into your side of things here. I'm in your camp.
Camp NLG.
Yep.
Yeah. Early nade, delicious. He goes
that's-
aggressive. Honestly, I don't blame him at this point. There's another opening. Can't double down, doesn't have to. His util's done enough damage.
I love that angling as well, of whenever someone pushes up over towards a side angle there, they always go for that wall bang. You can see doing a little bit of damage.
Yeah.
Couple that with a utility from earlier on. That's rough, man.
Red has such
That
a
is very
nasty
rough.
angle as well. Paddy just continues momentum.
Oh, what a shot,
Red chimes in. 0-0, they should have been destroyed. What do we cast? Like, it's just moving and dying, Lucas. What do we do? What do I do? Like, this is...
Yeah, there's not much left, really, I think. And like, this half is done and dusted, 100%. The game is like 99% finished. Unless 00Prospects can just pull something absolutely insane out of the bag. But that you would need for the stars to align. And I don't think it's that time of year.
There's a phrase that Harry used, which I'm going to use here.
What is that?
This 13-1 and still playing disciplined. Honestly, this is like carpet bombing a puppy.
I like that. Yeah, 14-1 victory in this first.
Harry walked in as I said that. I gave you homage. As NLG, they find themselves 14-1 in the lead. Oh, man. Lucas, this is... I mean, the pissed around. Maybe there's hope. Maybe there's hope for 00Prospects. Right?
You think
right.
so? You reckon, really?
No. As they go armor on every single player. NLG. Yeah, they got smoke. Molly dropped to perks. Armor on the remainder. Marky holding on to that smoke, the unarmored player, as it looks like it may be a push through mid and then over to this A site. The man to be tested. The man to worry about will be Lax, the only man who can really stop this attack. As the smoke and molly's deployed, no one's actually really in mid to stop them. So this will be a really huge push through Donut, where they're going to look to try and engage with Adex. Spook realizes what's happening here.
But see, they spotted him, so they know that there's a good chance that he's just playing the information role. Yeah, Okalishi instantly goes and checks that. Lax gets a beautiful headshot there to measure things out.
That's the pistol round God.
Yeah. But the bomb is down. We're looking at a 4v4 retake. And remember, there's no kit, like you pointed out. Full armor. Oh, Marky on the back. That's good for one, but Lax bites back. 3 for 3.
Spook caught out. VSW caught out.
It's falling apart. It's falling apart.
Oh, Lax, 1v2. No, you go for when you're 14-1 up, you usually see a knife kill or two. Not today. NLG, 15-1 up.
All right, man. I think this is it.
So is there a chance?
0-0 prospect in their death throes.
The 0-0 actually represents the chances of winning this.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, not 0-0.
No, it's 0.0%.
0.0. Yeah.
Unfortunately,
0.01. Maybe.
I will say that I think that they actually showed some fantastic promise throughout the day, and let's not take anything away from that. But right now, we are just seeing an NLG that
Paddy's playing so well.
Man, yeah, like NLG, they've just set the tempo. They're like, guys, we want to finish this. We want to go to the ASX Masters, and we want to primarily go to bed.
Well, I mean, they also want a lot of cash.
That is not bad at all. We are looking at 4,000 euros secured here today, and the opportunity to compete against the winners coming out of the next open stop that we have throughout this year. But we finally have the closer. 16 rounds, a singular loss, and a Paddy that just went absolutely ham.
My
this one.
God. NLG, after what was a really disappointing Dust 2, 00Prospects, they just punished it, and I was really, really disappointed at NLG.
Remember how close it was well, because we saw that first overtime on Vertigo that they were down in. It was 4-11 after that first half.
Absolutely.
It could have been that 2-0 with D2 of how it went. We could have easily seen 00Prospects hit that 2-0.
Yep, absolutely. Unfortunately, it wasn't quite enough, and honestly, Harry, my God.
My God, indeed.
You're muted.
Oh, hello. Yes.
Let's unmute yourself.
There we
Mr.
go.
Host.
My B.
Welcome.
I thought I was going. I thought I was going to be remotely unmuted. My B. That was a day. 9 maps across 3 best of 3s.
Yes,
this was such a tight competition, but I don't think anyone can deny that NLG deserved to walk away with the win, especially with that comeback that they managed to make happen on Vertigo and then to to drop Dust 2.
In the fashion that they dropped D2 as well, I was like, are they just fucked on Ancient? Like,
they fucked. Like,
no, I really felt like, are they just gonna get absolutely destroyed? And then no.
absolute opposite.
I think
I'm
like
so
when
impressed.
Paddy's up at that 12-1, and he stays at 12-1, and then that's like 15-1, and then
Yeah.
16. We're like, all right, okay, I think something's wrong here.
What do you guys think went so right, though, for No Limits Gaming here on Ancient? Because it was just a different beast.
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
Can I flip that and actually say that
Something went so wrong?
it's not so much about what went right for them, it's more so what went wrong for 00Prospects.
Well, then tell me about that.
I just think that they burnt themselves all the way through on that D2 map because
Yeah.
they knew they were coming into their opponent's pick, and they're like, guys, we need to make sure that everything just lines up perfectly. You could see like how assertive they were, especially on that T side when they sort of kicked things off right. I think they burnt themselves through and were just running on fumes for the last map.
I mean, it would make sense, right? We're hitting around 2 a.m. here in a lot of the Central European time zones, so a lot of these players are going to be flagging. It's just unavoidable when you've been playing, especially like 00Prospects were. They were playing for, what?
They started
6 hours?
somewhere
At
around
least.
there. It's been a long day.
That's a long time to be playing high-tier professional CS and knowing that it's going to be a single limb. Every single round that you drop is going to have lasting consequences. Admittedly, they will walk away with $2.5 grand, but they won't be going to Masters, nor will they be grabbing that $4 grand. That is for No Limits Gaming. And a lot of Germans on that team who are going to be very happy. We saw Red at the end on the webcams cheering them on. And in the pre-game interview, Tenchi, he was talking to you about being a bit of a hype man. They've stepped back from being an IGL, but they haven't lost the ability to be that spiritual core. And I think that having someone like that on the roster is so important in these long days.
I 100% agree. And especially also the fact that he has that in-game leader experience is so incredibly underrated. Because remember now that he can take some of that responsibility in the late calls, in the rounds, off of the IGL, and, you know, shoulder some of that responsibility. He can come with a little bit of input, you know, have some ideas, especially as it rolls late into the night. Because as an IGL, I mean, your focus is going to be in, you know, a few different areas, and then eventually you're kind of like, shit, you know, I'm really tired. So it's so amazing to have that as an extra backup.
We're going to be able to actually have a quick interview with Red in a little bit as well, to be able to figure out what happened in that particular one. It's mostly going to be the box on me, though, boys, so you could feed in the questions, but
wonderful.
I'll probably be the one delivering them. Do you have any final comments before we swap over to that interview?
Paddy. That's
Paddy, mate, yeah.
I mean, Paddy was incredibly impressive. And also thank you so much to our sponsors as well over at ASEX and Kappa Bar. Because honestly, that money's got you quite a bit of entertainment tonight here in Professional CS.
We had a good show.
It's been a good show, and it has been a long show. I'm just awaiting confirmation for when our interview with Red is going to be ready. I think we're going in right now, so let's have a look and see if we can get Red on the line. Hello, Red. Congratulations on the win. How you feeling, buddy?
Hello. I'm feeling exhausted.
I bet. What time did you wake up this morning?
Sorry, what did you say?
What time did you wake up this morning for this tournament?
I woke up at 10. I mean, we started practicing at 12, I think. Like getting ready for the first match.
Jesus,
So
that's
it's been a long day. Same for you, I guess. But
Yeah, it's been a long
yeah, it
one.
was a long day. So I'm very happy that in the end we managed to win and qualify. Was a really good showing on Ancient finally. So yeah, I'm happy to finish the game like this.
Yeah, you guys turned it around on Ancient. And in our pre-game interview that you did with Tenshi, you talked about being a bit of a hype man, having stepped back from that IGL role to focus on the Yorping. As a hype man, after that loss on Dust 2, which was your team's map pick, did you have to pick up any slack being this late in the day to try and get your team back in the zone to flourish on Ancient?
Yeah, I think the delays kind of affected us for sure, especially on Dust 2. And after that, we just realized, and I tried, and everybody else also tried to understand that it's been such a long day, and that we just need to finish this on a win, that we need to fight for this. And I think everybody did very well towards the end, towards Ancient, to recover and reset mentally. And yeah, just to finish it on a high note.
Both your matches went to 3 maps today. Would you say that one of them was harder than the other, considering that your last map was a 16-1?
honestly, like I think in both games we won the last one always pretty convincingly.
Yep.
It's been these first two maps that's always been very close, so we definitely have to look into that. Like on those two, we did many mistakes, and same in the first game. So honestly, I think both games were super hard, like getting into it and like getting a map. And when it came down to the third map, I think we just showed good composure and we just played well in the end.
Okay, a little bit less on the merriment side. I've got to ask what went wrong on Dust 2, because you guys picked that map. What were you hoping to achieve there, and what went wrong?
Honestly, I think we just did some super small mistakes, like mid-round on the T side, which cost us many rounds. Like, they had, at some point, a very good momentum, and fully got going with it. And then we were down 5 to 10, I think, like after winning 5 gun rounds in a row. And on the city side, I think we were kind of out of focus. Like we tried 1 or 2 things because honestly, I and also the rest expected less from them on Dust 2 because we thought that they are not really good on this map. So we tried 1 or 2 special plays and they just literally didn't work out at all. And they were key rounds. So yeah, after that, it was kind of hard to finish the game and win it. So yeah, I think these were the problems on Dust 2.
Yeah, explainable and, of course, fixable later on as well. You guys have been grinding for about 14 hours now, Red. So before I release you for some well-deserved rest and, of course, to enjoy your prize money as well, do you have any shout-outs to the rest of your team?
Of course, big shout-out to my whole team for winning this, for also carrying my ass in some matches. Thanks to all the people that are still in the chat. So many, fans actually that always watch our matches no matter which time, and of course shout out to No Limit, to all the sponsors, and shout out to you guys for also doing a great job, and I hope for seeing you guys soon again.
We appreciate it, buddy. Go get some well-deserved rest. Thank you so much for joining us on the broadcast.
Thank you very much. Have a good night.
All right. And that, guys, concludes our interview and, unfortunately, concludes the ASEX Vienna Open. Do we have any closing remarks between the three of us?
If the giveaway winner's one of us, I'm going to be very surprised.
Yeah, because we need to do that, don't we?
do we draw that?
Do we draw that?
I don't know if we draw that.
Is that us?
Is that an us thing?
It is us. Okay.
Oh.
All right.
Okay,
so
cool. I will keep my channels open for a name.
But yeah, I think one takeaway from all of this is that, yeah, it's the end of the day. But it's not the end of the ASEX Open, because obviously we have a few more stops. We've got one for Prague, we've got one for Stockholm, and then of course we have the wildcard qualifier.
Yeah.
More to come on that one. But it's still going to mean that we... Was that the... Oh, is that one?
It's that one.
Boom. I thought... I don't know, man. Boom, there you go. Right. I compensated. But that means that, there's a good opportunity that we'll be back again.
Indeed, we will. And also, all of those teams are qualifying for Masters as well, which is going to be even more intense and even more brutal. Just waiting on who's going to be the winner of that €100 Steam card.
We have it.
Do we have it?
We have it.
We have it.
Who's the winner, Kramer?
Oh, I was hoping you'd do it.
I don't have the message.
All right. It is...
Do you have it?
Hansbear.
Hansbear.
Congratulations, man. You got yourselves €100.
Awesome. You have to whisper Ace Superwhite _global, which is a channel that you followed, for more information. So congratulations there to Hans Bear. And with that, boys, I think we are wrapped up. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching the ASEX Vienna Open, the first of our open tournaments here for our circuit for the year. We hope you very much enjoyed the show. Even if it was long and had a couple of technical difficulties, we certainly had fun bringing it to you. So stay safe, be good to each other, and we will see you next time.
ASEX Vienna Open. Shoot for the moon. If it was easy, everyone would do it. Greatness is a lot of small things done well. Game after game. Kill after kill. Every second can change the outcome. Watch the rise of stars. Final showdown, April 2nd. Ace the game.